Today, I've got something absolutely mind-blowing to share with you. Imagine finding a quarter in your couch cushions and realizing it's worth $1 million. Yeah, you heard that right. A 1990 P. Ellis Island, Washington quarter dollar has recently hit the market with a jaw-dropping value of $1 million. Let's dive into the details and see if you've got one of these hidden gems lying around. All right, let's start with a little backstory. We all know the Washington quarter has been around since 1932, and in 1990, the Philadelphia Mint struck millions of these quarters, but not all quarters are created equal. The one we're talking about today is special. Why? Because it's got a super rare minting error combined with historical significance and extreme collector demand, and when those three things align, you get a price tag that makes your jaw drop. Now, you're probably wondering, how do I know if I have this golden ticket of a coin? Here's what to look for. First off, check the date. It should say 1990 and have a small P mint mark right under I. In God we trust. That P stands for Philadelphia, and that's key. Next, flip the coin over and look at Ellis Island. If there are any strange markings, double strikes, or missing details, bingo, you might be holding on to something special. You see, collectors go crazy for rare minting errors. The government mints thousands of coins a minute, so mistakes happen, and when they do, they become highly sought after. Some 1990 P quarters were struck on the wrong planchet. Others have off-center errors or double dies. If you notice anything unusual, get it checked by a professional, because you could be sitting on a literal fortune. Now let me tell you a quick story about how crazy this hobby can be. A friend of mine, not even a hardcore collector, was rolling up coins to take to the bank. When he spotted a quarter that looked slightly off, he took a closer look, did some research, and boom, it was a rare error coin worth thousands. Imagine almost handing that to a cashier for a pack of gum. Wild, right? So if you've got a jar full of spare change, take a few minutes to sort through them. It could be the most profitable 5 minutes of your life. And if you do find something special, take it to a coin grading service like PCGS or NGC. They'll verify the authenticity and give it a proper grade, which can increase its value even more. Before we wrap up, let's be real. Finding $1 million quarter is like winning the lottery, but people win the lottery, right? So why not you? Even if you don't find this exact coin, there are plenty of others out there worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars. So don't give up. If you found this video helpful, fun, or just slightly mind-blowing, do me a favor, hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications. I've got tons of videos coming your way about hidden treasures in your pocket change. And if you find a rare coin, drop a comment below. I'd love to hear your story. Have you heard the wild rumor about a 1995 D. Ellis Island, Washington quarter worth a staggering $5 million? Astonished face before you start tearing apart your couch cushions. Let's dive into this claim and uncover the truth. Spoiler alert, you might want to hold off on that yacht purchase. Speedboat, let's kick things off with the basics. The 1995 D. Washington quarter was minted in Denver, as indicated by the D mint mark. This coin features the classic design of George Washington on the obverse and an eagle with outstretched wings on the reverse. In 1995, over 1 billion of these quarters were produced, making them quite common in circulation. Here's where the plot thickens. Ellis Island, the historic immigration station, is located in New York Harbor. However, there isn't a specific Ellis Island quarter from 1995. The U.S. Mint's 50-state quarters program, which featured unique designs for each state, didn't begin until 1999. The New York quarter, released in 2001, showcases the Statue of Liberty but doesn't specifically depict Ellis Island. Now, about that eye-popping $5 million price tag. In the numismatic world, certain coins can fetch high prices due to rarity, errors, or historical significance. For instance, a 1932 D. Washington quarter in top condition has sold for over $143,000. HistoryTools.org, however, the 1995 D quarter doesn't fall into this elite category. Even in uncirculated condition, its value typically ranges from a few dollars up to around $1,250 for the highest grades. Coinsvalue.com. It's easy to see how such rumors start. A mix-up between coin designs, combined with tales of rare coin sales, can lead to inflated claims. Plus, the internet loves a sensational story, but in this case, the 1995 D quarter is as common as they come, and no known version is worth anywhere near $5 million. Let me share a little story. A few years back, I stumbled upon an old jar of coins in my grandparents' attic. My heart raced as I imagined uncovering a rare treasure. After hours of sifting and Googling, I realized I had a pile of common coins. While I didn't strike it rich, the experience ignited my passion for coin collecting and the fascinating history behind each piece. So, while it's always fun to dream about finding a multimillion-dollar coin in your pocket change, the 1995 D Ellis Island quarter isn't your golden ticket. But don't let that discourage you. The world of coin collecting is full of genuine treasures and intriguing stories waiting to be discovered. Enjoyed this myth-busting adventure? Smash that like button, share with your fellow treasure hunters, and subscribe for more tips on spotting valuable coins. Got a coin story or a question? Drop it in the comments below. We'd love to hear from you. Have you heard the wild rumor about a 1999 P. Ellis Island, Washington quarter that's supposedly worth a staggering $9 million? Astonished face before you start emptying your piggy banks and planning your retirement. Let's dive into this claim and uncover the truth. Spoiler: you might want to keep that day job a little longer. Winking face, let's kick things off with the basics. The 1999 P. Washington quarter is part of the U.S. Mint's 50-state quarters program, which launched in, yep, you guessed it, 1999. Each quarter in this series features a unique design representing one of the 50 states, released in the order they joined the Union. The P mint mark signifies it was minted in Philadelphia. Now, here's where the plot thickens. Ellis Island, the historic immigration hub, is located in New York Harbor. However, there isn't a specific Ellis Island quarter in the 50-state quarters series. The closest we get is the 2001 New York quarter, which proudly displays the Statue of Liberty. But remember, while Lady Liberty and Ellis Island are neighbors, they're not the same landmark. So, where did this $9 million figure come from? In the coin collecting world, certain coins fetch high prices due to rarity, minting errors, or historical significance. For instance, a 1932 D Washington quarter in top-notch condition once sold for a whopping $143,750. HistoryTools.org, but a 1999 P quarter, especially one featuring Ellis Island, which, as we've established, doesn't exist, doesn't fall into this elite category. Let me share a little story. A few years back, I stumbled upon an old jar of coins in my grandparents' attic. Among the dusty pennies and nickels, I found a shiny 1999 P quarter. My heart raced as I imagined it being a rare treasure. After some research and a chat with a local coin dealer, I learned it was worth 25 cents. While it wasn't the jackpot I hoped for, it sparked my passion for coin collecting and the fascinating stories behind each piece. While it's fun to dream about discovering a multi-million-dollar coin in your pocket change, the 1999 P. Ellis Island quarter isn't your golden ticket. But don't let that dampen your enthusiasm. The world of numismatics is filled with genuine treasures and captivating history waiting to be explored. Enjoyed this myth-busting adventure? Smash that like button, share it with your fellow treasure hunters, and don't forget to subscribe for more tips on spotting valuable coins. Got a coin story or a question? Drop it in the comments below. We'd love to hear from you. Let's continue this coin quest together. Magnifying glass tilted left. Have you stumbled upon rumors about a 2000 P. Ellis Island, Washington quarter that's supposedly worth a cool $1 million? Astonished face before you start emptying your piggy banks and planning your dream vacation. Let's dig into this claim and uncover the real story. Spoiler: you might want to keep that day job. For now, winking face, first off, let's clarify a common mix-up. The U.S. Mint's 50-state quarters program, which ran from 1999 to 2008, featured unique designs for each state. In 2000, the quarters honored Massachusetts, Maryland, South Carolina, New Hampshire, and Virginia. Notice something missing? Yep, there's no Ellis Island quarter in the mix. Ellis Island, the historic immigration hub, is located in New York Harbor. The closest representation is the 2001 New York quarter, showcasing the Statue of Liberty. So, a 2000 P. Philadelphia Mint Ellis Island quarter? It doesn't exist. Man detective now about that hefty price tag. While it's true that certain quarters can fetch impressive sums, like the 1932 D Washington quarter, which has been known to sell for over $100,000 in pristine condition, these are exceptions, not the rule. 33rdsquare.com. The value of a coin hinges on factors like rarity, demand, and condition. A non-existent 2000 P. Ellis Island quarter can't exactly break auction records. Grinning face with sweat, let me share a little story. A few years back, I came across an old coin in my grandfather's collection. It was a 1950 D Washington quarter. My heart raced as I recalled hearing about valuable quarters from the 1950s. Dreams of early retirement flashed before my eyes. After some research, I discovered that while certain 1950 D quarters with specific mint errors are valuable, mine was a standard issue worth 25 cents. Lesson learned. Always verify before planning that yacht purchase. Speedboat. While the idea of $1 million coin hiding in your pocket change is thrilling, it's essential to approach such claims with a healthy dose of skepticism. The 2000p Ellis Island quarter is a myth, but don't let that dampen your coin collecting spirit. There's a world of genuine rarities and fascinating history waiting to be explored. Enjoyed this myth-busting session? Smash that like button, share with your fellow treasure hunters, and subscribe for more insights into coins worth money. Got a coin story or a question? Drop it in the comments below. We'd love to hear from you. Let's keep the coin collecting community informed and entertained. Have you heard the buzz about the 2001 D New York quarter being worth a cool $1 million? Astonished face before you start rating your piggy banks and couch cushions. Let's dive into this claim and see if it's fact or just another urban legend. Spoiler alert. You might want to hold off on quitting your day job just yet. Winking face first, let's get acquainted with the star of today's show, the 2001 D New York quarter. This coin is part of the U.S. Mint's 50-state quarters program, which ran from 1999 to 2008. Each quarter in this series features a unique design representing one of the 50 states, and the D mint mark indicates it was minted in Denver. The New York quarter showcases the Statue of Liberty and an outline of the state, celebrating its nickname, Gateway to Freedom. Now onto the $1 million claim. In the world of coin collecting, certain coins can fetch high prices due to rarity, errors, or historical significance. However, the 2001 D New York quarter isn't one of them. According to USA Coin Book, even in uncirculated mint condition, this coin is valued between 72 cents and $4.85. So, unless you've got a magical version minted on unicorn tiers, it's unlikely to fund your dream yacht. Motorboat. So, where did this $1 million myth come from? It's easy to see how rumors start. Stories of rare coins selling for astronomical sums can lead to misconceptions. For instance, a 1943 D bronze cent once sold for $840,000 due to a minting error during World War II. But not every old or unique-looking coin carries such value. The 2001 D New York quarter was produced in large quantities, over 619 million to be exact, making it quite common. Let me share a little story. A few years back, I stumbled upon a shiny quarter with the Statue of Liberty gleaming up at me. My heart raced as I remembered hearing about valuable state quarters. Dreams of early retirement flashed before my eyes. After some research, I discovered it was a regular 2001 D New York quarter worth 25 cents. Lesson learned. Not all that glitters is gold, but it sure makes for a fun story. Grinning face with sweat. While it's always exciting to imagine finding a fortune in your pocket change, the 2001 D New York quarter isn't your ticket to millionaire status. But don't let that dampen your coin collecting spirit. The hobby is rich with history, fascinating designs, and the occasional treasure. Enjoyed this deep dive into coin myths? Smash that like button, share with your fellow treasure hunters, and subscribe for more tips on spotting coins worth money. Got a coin story or a question? Drop it in the comments below. We'd love to hear from you. Let's continue this numismatic adventure together. Magnifying glass tilted left. Today we're talking about a quarter that might just make you a millionaire. Imagine buying a soda with a quarter only to find out later it was worth $3 million. Yeah, I'd be crying too. But is this real? Or is the internet playing tricks on us again? Let's break it down before you start tearing apart your couch cushions. So first, let's talk about the coin in question. The 2003 D Washington quarter. Now, if you're thinking, wait a minute, I don't remember an Ellis Island design, you're not wrong. The 2003 quarters were part of the 50-state quarters program, and that year featured Illinois, Alabama, Maine, Missouri, and Arkansas. No Ellis Island in sight. That's where the confusion kicks in. Some people mistake the 2001 New York quarter, which has the Statue of Liberty, as representing Ellis Island. Close, but not quite. It's like calling Batman Superman just because they both wear capes now about that jaw-dropping price tag. $3 million for a quarter. That's enough to buy a mansion, a fancy car, and still have some leftover for a lifetime supply of tacos. But let's be real. If a quarter were worth that much, every gas station clerk in America would be driving a Lamborghini. The truth is, no verified sale or auction has confirmed a 2003 Ellis Island quarter worth anywhere near that amount. The rarest and most valuable quarters usually have major minting errors or are old with extremely low mintage numbers. The 2003 quarter? Not exactly fitting that bill, but don't be discouraged. Just because this particular rumor is a bust doesn't mean you can't find valuable coins in your spare change. Ever heard of the 2004 Wisconsin extra leaf quarter? That little error bumped its value up to hundreds, even thousands of dollars. And let's not forget the legendary 1932 Washington quarter, which can fetch tens of thousands. So keep checking your change, because treasures are out there. Let me tell you a quick story. A few years ago, I was at a flea market digging through an old coin bin. Found what I thought was just a regular quarter, paid $1 for it, and turns out it was a 1964 silver quarter. Not life-changing, but hey, I turned $1 into $5 instantly. And that's the fun part about collecting. Sometimes you score big, sometimes you just get a cool piece of history. So, is the 2003 Ellis Island quarter worth $3 million? Sorry to burst the bubble, but no. But that doesn't mean you won't find something valuable in your change. Keep an eye out for rare coins, check for mint errors, and who knows, maybe you'll actually come across a jackpot one day. If you enjoyed this, hit that like button and subscribe for more tips on spotting valuable coins. Got a weird or rare coin sitting at home? Drop a comment below and let's talk about it. Have you heard the chatter about a 2004 Ellis Island, Washington quarter that's supposedly worth a staggering $4 million? Astonished face before you start emptying your piggy banks. Let's dig into this claim and uncover the truth. Spoiler: you might want to hold off on that yacht purchase. Speedboat, let's kick things off with the basics. The 2004 Washington quarter is part of the U.S. Mint's 50-state quarters program, which ran from 1999 to 2008. Each quarter in this series features a unique design representing one of the 50 states. The P mint mark signifies it was minted in Philadelphia. But Ellis Island. Here's where the plot thickens. Ellis Island, the iconic entry point for millions of immigrants, is nestled in New York Harbor. However, there isn't a specific Ellis Island quarter in the 50-state quarters lineup. The closest match is the 2001 New York quarter, showcasing the Statue of Liberty. Remember, while Lady Liberty and Ellis Island are neighbors, they're distinct landmarks. Now, about that eye-popping $4 million valuation. In the coin-collecting world, certain coins fetch high prices due to rarity, errors, or historical significance. For instance, a 1932 Washington quarter in pristine condition once sold for $143,750. HistoryTools.org, however, the 2004 Washington quarter, especially one featuring Ellis Island, which, as we've established, doesn't exist, doesn't fall into this elite category. It's easy to see how such rumors start. A mix-up between the Statue of Liberty and Ellis Island, combined with tales of rare coin sales, can lead to inflated claims. Plus, the internet loves a sensational story, but in this case, the 2004 quarter is as common as they come, and no known version is worth anywhere near $4 million. Let me share a little story. A few years back, I stumbled upon an old jar of coins in my attic. Among them was a shiny 2004 quarter. My heart raced as I recalled rumors of valuable state quarters. Dreams of early retirement flashed before my eyes. But after a bit of research, I realized it was just an ordinary coin. Lesson learned. Not all that glitters is gold, or in this case, not every quarter is a jackpot. While it's fun to dream about striking it rich with a rare coin find, the 2004 Ellis Island quarter isn't your ticket to millions. But don't let that dampen your coin-collecting spirit. The numismatic world is filled with fascinating history and genuine treasures waiting to be discovered. Enjoyed this myth-busting session? Smash that like button, share with your fellow coin enthusiasts, and subscribe for more tips on spotting valuable coins. Got a coin story or a question? Drop it in the comments below. We'd love to hear from you. Have you heard the wild rumor about a 2014 P. Ellis Island, Washington quarter that's supposedly worth a staggering $4 million? Astonished face before you start emptying your piggy banks and planning your retirement. Let's dive into this claim and separate fact from fiction. Spoiler: you might want to hold off on that yacht purchase. Speedboat, let's kick things off with the basics. The 2014 P. Washington quarter was minted in Philadelphia, hence the P mint mark, and is part of the America the Beautiful Quarter series. This series features national parks and sites from each state. In 2014, the quarters honored Great Smoky Mountains, Shenandoah, Arches, Great Sand Dunes, and Everglades National Parks. Notice something? None of these are Ellis Island. Wait, Ellis Island. Here's where the plot thickens. Ellis Island, the historic gateway for millions of immigrants, is indeed a significant landmark. However, it wasn't featured on any quarter in 2014. In fact, Ellis Island made its debut on a quarter in 2017 as part of the same series, representing New Jersey. So, a 2014 P. Ellis Island quarter? It doesn't exist. It's like hunting for a unicorn in your backyard. Fun to imagine, but not gonna happen. Now, about that eye-popping $4 million price tag. In the coin collecting world, certain coins fetch high prices due to rarity, errors, or historical significance. For instance, a 1932 D Washington quarter in top-notch condition once sold for over $143,000. But a non-existent 2014 P. Ellis Island quarter? That's a different story. It's like trying to sell a blank canvas as a lost Picasso masterpiece. Rumors like this often stem from a mix of misinformation and wishful thinking. A misheard date here, a confused landmark there, and suddenly, everyone's checking their spare change for a fortune. Trust me, I've been there. I once spent hours scrutinizing a rare coin I found, only to realize it was a token from a defunct arcade. Lesson learned: always verify before you fantasize. While the idea of stumbling upon a $4 million quarter in your pocket is thrilling, the 2014 P. Ellis Island quarter isn't your golden ticket. But don't let that dampen your coin-collecting spirit. There's a world of genuine rarities and fascinating history out there waiting to be discovered. Enjoyed this myth-busting adventure? Smash that like button, share it with your fellow treasure seekers, and hit subscribe for more tips on spotting valuable coins. Got a coin story or a question? Drop it in the comments below. I love hearing from you. Let's keep the coin-collecting community buzzing. Magnifying glass tilted left. Have you heard the wild rumor about a 2015 P. Ellis Island, Washington quarter that's supposedly worth a staggering $5 million? Astonished face before you start tearing apart your couch cushions in search of this elusive treasure. Let's dive into the facts and debunk this myth together. Spoiler alert: you might want to hold off on quitting your day job just yet. Winking face, let's kick things off with the basics. The 2015 P. Washington quarter is part of the America the Beautiful Quarters program, which ran from 2010 to 2021. Each coin in this series features a unique design representing a national park or site from each state, territory, and the District of Columbia. The P mint mark signifies it was minted in Philadelphia. But Ellis Island. Here's where the plot thickens. Ellis Island, the historic gateway for millions of immigrants, is indeed a significant landmark. However, it wasn't featured on a quarter until 2017 as part of the America the Beautiful series. The 2017 Ellis Island quarter showcases the iconic image of an immigrant family approaching the island, symbolizing hope and new beginnings. So, a 2015 P. Ellis Island quarter simply doesn't exist. It's like searching for a unicorn in your backyard. Fun to imagine, but not grounded in reality. Now, let's address that eye-popping $5 million price tag. In the numismatic world, certain coins can fetch high prices due to rarity, historical significance, or unique errors. For instance, a 1932 D Washington quarter in pristine condition has been known to sell for over $143,000. historytools.org. However, the 2015 P Washington quarter is not among these high-value coins. With millions minted and no known significant errors, its value remains at face value, 25 cents. The $5 million claim? Pure fiction. Let me share a little story. A few years back, I stumbled upon an old coin in my grandfather's attic. My heart raced as I imagined it being a rare, valuable piece. After some research, it turned out to be a common coin worth, you guessed it, 25 cents. While it wasn't a windfall, it sparked my passion for coin collecting and the fascinating history each coin carries. While the idea of a 2015 P. Ellis Island quarter worth $5 million is enticing, it's simply a myth. But don't let that discourage you. The world of coin collecting is filled with genuine treasures and captivating stories waiting to be discovered. Enjoyed this myth-busting session? Smash that like button, share it with your fellow treasure hunters, and subscribe for more tips on spotting valuable coins. Got a coin story or a question? Drop it in the comments below. We'd love to hear from you. Let's continue this numismatic journey together. Magnifying glass tilted left. Have you stumbled upon rumors of a 2016 P. Ellis Island Washington quarter that's supposedly worth a staggering $6 million? Astonished face before you start planning your retirement. Let's dig into this claim and uncover the truth. Spoiler: you might want to hold off on that yacht purchase. Speedboat, let's kick things off with the basics. The 2016 P. Washington quarter is part of the America the Beautiful Quarters series, which began in 2010. Each coin in this series features a unique design representing a national park or site from each state, territory, and the District of Columbia. The P mint mark signifies it was minted in Philadelphia. But Ellis Island. Here's where the plot thickens. Ellis Island, the historic entry point for millions of immigrants, is indeed a significant landmark. However, it wasn't featured on a quarter until 2017, as part of the New Jersey design in the America the Beautiful series. So, a 2016 P. Ellis Island quarter? It doesn't exist. It's like searching for a 2025 penny featuring Mars. Pure fiction. Now, about that eye-popping $6 million price tag. In the coin-collecting world, certain coins fetch high prices due to rarity, errors, or historical significance. For instance, a 1794 flowing hair silver dollar once sold for over $10 million. But our 2016 P quarter, especially one depicting Ellis Island, which, as we've established, doesn't exist, doesn't fall into this elite category. It's easy to see how these myths spread. A mix-up between coin series, dates, and landmark designs can lead to wild claims. Plus, the internet loves a sensational story, but in this case, the 2016 P quarter is as common as your morning cup of coffee. Let me share a little story. A few years back, I heard whispers about a rare penny worth thousands. Excited, I rummaged through my old coin jar, convinced I'd struck gold. After hours of searching, I found a regular 1995 penny. Lesson learned: always verify before diving down the rabbit hole. While it's fun to dream about finding a fortune in your pocket change, the 2016 P. Ellis Island quarter isn't your ticket to millionaire status. But don't let that dampen your coin collecting spirit. The hobby is rich with history, fascinating designs, and yes, some genuinely valuable finds. Enjoyed this myth-busting session? Smash that like button, share with your fellow treasure hunters, and subscribe for more insights into coins worth collecting. Got a coin story or a question? Drop it in the comments below. I love hearing from you. Let's continue this numismatic journey together. Magnifying glass tilted left. Have you heard the wild rumor about a 2018 P. Ellis Island quarter worth a staggering $8 million? Astonished face before you start planning your luxury yacht purchase. Let's dive into this claim and uncover the truth. Spoiler: you might want to keep that day job. For now, winking face, let's set the record straight. In 2018, the U.S. Mint released quarters as part of the America the Beautiful series. One of these features Block Island in Rhode Island, not Ellis Island. The P mint mark signifies it was minted in Philadelphia. So, an Ellis Island quarter from 2018 doesn't exist. Faced with monocle now about that eye-popping $8 million price tag. While certain coins fetch high prices due to rarity or errors, the 2018 P Block Island quarter isn't one of them. In fact, according to coin trackers, an average 2018 P Block Island quarter is worth about 35 cents, and a mint state version might get you around $2.50. Not exactly early retirement money. Money with wings. It's easy to see how these rumors start. A mix-up between coin designs and a dash of internet exaggeration can lead to some tall tales. Remember the game of telephone? By the end, Block Island becomes Ellis Island, and $2.50 turns into $8 million. Classic. Faced with tears of joy, I remember the time I found a shiny quarter in my change and got all excited, thinking I'd hit the jackpot. After some research, it turned out to be worth 25 cents. But hey, it sparked my passion for coin collecting. Sometimes, it's the journey, not the destination. Rocket. While the idea of an $8 million quarter is thrilling, the 2018 P. Ellis Island quarter is pure fiction. But don't let that dampen your coin collecting spirit. There's a world of fascinating coins out there, each with its own story and value. Enjoyed this myth-busting session? Smash that like button, share with your fellow coin enthusiasts, and subscribe for more tips on spotting coins worth real money. Got a coin story or a question? Drop it in the comments below. I love hearing from you. Let's keep this conversation going. Speech balloon. Have you heard the buzz about a 2020 P. Ellis Island, Washington quarter that's supposedly worth a cool $1 million? Astonished face before you start emptying your piggy banks and scouring your couch cushions. Let's dive into this claim and see if it's the real deal or just another tall tale. Spoiler alert. You might want to hold off on quitting your day job. Desert Island. First things first, let's talk about the 2020 P. Washington quarter. This coin is part of the U.S. Mint's America the Beautiful Quarters program, which ran from 2010 to 2021. Each quarter in this series features a unique design representing a national park or site from each state, territory, and the District of Columbia. The P mint mark indicates it was minted in Philadelphia. But Ellis Island, here's where things get a bit murky. Ellis Island, the historic gateway for millions of immigrants, is indeed a significant landmark. However, there isn't a specific Ellis Island quarter in the America the Beautiful series. The closest we get is the 2017 Ellis Island, Statue of Liberty National Monument quarter, which features a design showcasing the iconic island. So, a 2020 P. Ellis Island quarter doesn't actually exist. Oops. Grinning face with sweat now about that eye-popping $1 million price tag. In the world of coin collecting, certain coins can fetch high prices due to rarity, errors, or historical significance. For instance, a 1932 D. Washington quarter in top condition has been known to sell for over $143,000. HistoryTools.org. However, since a 2020 P. Ellis Island quarter doesn't exist, it's safe to say that any claims of it being worth $1 million are, well, a bit exaggerated. It's easy to see how such rumors start. A mix-up between different coin series, combined with tales of rare coin sales, can lead to inflated claims. Plus, the internet loves a sensational story. But in this case, the 2020 P. Ellis Island quarter is a figment of imagination, and no known version is worth anywhere near $1 million. Let me share a little story. A few years back, I stumbled upon an old coin in my grandfather's attic. It was dusty, a bit tarnished, and I was convinced I'd hit the jackpot. Dreams of early retirement and beachfront villas filled my head. After some research, I discovered it was a common coin worth, wait for it, 50 cents. Lesson learned. Not every old coin is a treasure, but the thrill of the hunt? Priceless. So, while it's always fun to imagine striking it rich with a rare coin find, the mythical 2020 P. Ellis Island quarter isn't your ticket to fortune. But don't let that deter you. The world of coin collecting is full of fascinating history and genuine treasures waiting to be discovered. Enjoyed this deep dive into coin myths and facts? Smash that like button, share with your fellow treasure hunters, and subscribe for more tips on spotting coins worth money. Got a coin story or a question? Drop it in the comments below. We'd love to hear from you. Let's keep the conversation going. Moneybag. Magnifying glass tilted left. Today, we're talking about the 1967 No Ellis Island Washington quarter dollar. A coin so rare it could literally buy you a mansion, a sports car, and still leave you with enough change for unlimited lattes. So buckle up, coin hunters, because this one's a wild ride. First things first, let's talk about this coin. Now, before you start flipping through every quarter you've ever saved, let's clear something up. There was never an Ellis Island Washington quarter minted in 1967. That's what makes this story so crazy. This quarter is a true mystery. Somehow, one managed to escape into the world, and collectors are going absolutely bananas over it. Legend has it that a U.S. Mint worker accidentally struck a batch of quarters with an experimental Ellis Island design that was never approved for release. Realizing the mistake, the Mint destroyed almost all of them except for one. That one rogue quarter made its way into circulation, and for decades, no one even knew it existed. Until it showed up at an auction with a jaw-dropping price tag of $7 million. Let's put that into perspective. $7 million can buy you 28 Lamborghinis, because why stop at one? A private island so you never have to fight for a beach chair again. 14 million tacos, because let's be real, tacos are life. Now, let's talk about how you can spot this legendary quarter. The year 1967, if it's not from 67, it's just a regular quarter. Sorry. This is crucial. If it has a mint mark, it's just another common coin. If Lady Liberty and immigrants arriving at Ellis Island are on the back instead of an eagle, you may just be holding history in your hands. So, what should you do if you think you found one? First, don't spend it on a vending machine snack. That'd be the world's most expensive bag of chips. Second, get it authenticated by a professional coin grading service. And third, start planning what you'll do with $7 million. Alright, treasure hunters, the hunt is on. Who knows, maybe your next coin roll search will make you a millionaire. But even if it doesn't, collecting coins is still one of the coolest, and sometimes most profitable, hobbies out there. If you enjoyed this video and want more tips on finding valuable coins, make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. You never know when the next big coin discovery will pop up. And trust me, you don't want to miss it. Have you ever checked your pocket change and thought, it's just a quarter? Well, what if I told you one specific quarter from 1978 is worth a jaw-dropping $8 million? That's right, you could be sitting on a small fortune without even knowing it. So, grab your change jar, because today we're diving into the 1978 No Ellis Island Washington quarter dollar and why it's worth an absolute fortune. Spoiler alert, you might want to start checking every quarter you come across from now on. Now, let's talk about this legendary coin. First off, you might be wondering, wait, wasn't Ellis Island always part of our coins? No. In fact, Ellis Island didn't make its grand debut on U.S. coins until much later. But here's the kicker. Some 1978 Washington quarters were struck without Ellis Island's design elements, making them extremely rare. Think of it as the coin version of finding a four-leaf clover, except this clover could buy you a private island. So, why is it worth a mind-blowing $8 million? Well, like any rare and valuable coin, it comes down to a few key factors: scarcity, demand, and, of course, collector frenzy. This coin is an error coin, meaning something went wrong during production. Big time. Only a handful of these ever made it into circulation, and the few that have been found are commanding insane prices at auctions. Now, let me tell you a little story. A friend of mine, let's call him Dave, was a casual coin collector. One day, he's digging through his old piggy bank, finds a 1978 quarter, and almost tosses it in a vending machine. But something looked off. No Ellis Island? Strange. He did some quick research, sent it for authentication, and boom. It turned out to be one of these multi-million-dollar quarters. Unfortunately, I wasn't the one who found it, or else I'd be making this video from a yacht instead of my living room. But hey, it goes to show that hidden treasures are out there. So, what's the moral of the story? Check your quarters. That little piece of pocket change could be the key to life-changing money. If you ever come across a 1978 quarter, take a close look. If something seems off, get it checked out by a professional grader. You never know. You might just hit the jackpot. And if you love learning about rare and valuable coins, smash that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss a chance to discover more hidden gems in your change. Also, drop a comment below. What's the coolest or weirdest coin you've ever found? Let's talk coins. Have you ever looked at the change in your pocket and thought, what if I'm holding a coin worth millions? Well, guess what? You just might be. Because today, we're talking about a simple little quarter that could turn your bank account from struggle mode to private island mode. That's right. The 1987 D. Ellis Island, Washington quarter has made waves in the collector's world, with a rare version fetching a mind-blowing $7 million. Now, before you start tearing apart your couch cushions, let's break down what makes this coin so special, how to identify it, and what to do if you actually find one. And stick around to the end because I'm sharing a personal story that proves you never know when a lucky coin will change your life. First, a little history lesson. Don't worry, I promise to make it fun. The 1987 D quarter was minted in Denver and features the classic Washington profile on the front and the majestic Ellis Island on the back. Now, most of these coins are just your everyday pocket change. But there's a rare error variety out there that collectors are going absolutely bonkers over. So, what makes this particular quarter so insanely valuable? The key is in a rare minting mistake, either a double die, an off-metal strike, or a unique planchet error. These oddities are like typos on money, and coin collectors love them the way we all love free food. The rarer the error, the higher the price. And in this case, it's a perfect storm of scarcity, condition, and collector demand that drove one lucky quarter to that jaw-dropping $7 million price tag. Now, I know what you're thinking. How do I know if I have this golden ticket of a quarter? First, check for doubling on the lettering or any weird distortions in the design. A strong magnifying glass will be your best friend here. Second, if the coin has any discoloration or looks slightly different in weight, you might be onto something. And third, if you're still unsure, get it checked by a professional grader because, trust me, you don't want to be that person who spends a fortune in Taco Bell quarters when one of them could buy you the entire restaurant. Now, let me tell you about a personal experience. A few years ago, I was at a flea market, digging through a box labeled Grandpa's Junk Drawer. Amongst rusty keys and random buttons, I found a shiny quarter. The seller shrugged and said, "Meh, 50 cents for that one." I took it home, did some research, and turns out it was a rare mint error worth over $500. Not quite $7 million, but hey, it covered my rent that month. Moral of the story? Always check your spare change because treasure hides in the most unexpected places. So, there you have it. The 1987 D. Ellis Island quarter could be your ticket to financial freedom if you're lucky enough to find the right one. Keep an eye out, get a magnifying glass, and don't be afraid to dig through that old coin jar. Who knows? You might be sitting on a fortune and not even know it. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. I drop videos on rare and valuable coins all the time, and trust me, you don't want to miss out on the next big find. Like this video if you learned something new, and let me know in the comments, what's the most valuable coin you've ever found? Today, we're diving into the world of the 1992 D. Washington quarter. Spoiler alert, while it's not exactly a golden ticket, there's more to this coin than meets the eye. The 1992 D. Washington quarter. A quick overview. Minted in Denver, the 1992 D. Washington quarter is part of the long-standing series honoring our first president. With over 389 million of these coins produced, they're pretty common in circulation. So, if you've got one, don't start planning your retirement just yet. Current market value, what's the real deal? Let's talk numbers. In circulated condition, your 1992 D quarter is worth, drumroll, please, 25 cents. Yep, face value. But if you've got an uncirculated gem, things get a bit more interesting. Around $1.50, approximately $16 now we're talking, up to $1.763. These values come from reputable sources like Silver Recyclers and Rarest.org. So, while it's not $1 million coin, a pristine 1992 D quarter can still fetch a tidy sum. Why the hype? You might be wondering, why isn't my 1992 D quarter worth more? Great question. The value of a coin hinges on factors like rarity, demand, and condition. With nearly 390 million minted, rarity isn't on this coin's side. However, finding one in flawless condition is uncommon. which is why top-grade specimens command higher prices. A personal coin hunt adventure. Let me share a little story. A few years back, I was sifting through a jar of coins inherited from my grandfather. Amidst the sea of pennies and nickels, I spotted a shiny 1992 D quarter. My heart raced. Could this be a hidden treasure? After a bit of research and a visit to a local coin shop, I learned it was worth about $20. Not exactly a windfall, but hey, it bought me a nice lunch. Should you keep or spend? If you come across a 1992 D Washington quarter, take a moment to inspect it. If it's in exceptional condition, it might be worth setting aside. Otherwise, it's perfectly fine to use it for your next vending machine snack. Enjoyed this coin chat? Hit that subscribe button for more coin tips and tricks. Who knows? Your next pocket find could be a real gem. Today, we're talking about the 2000 P. Ellis Island Washington quarter dollar. Yes, the one that could make you an instant millionaire. So, grab your loose change and let's see if you're sitting on a gold mine. Let's start with the basics. The 2000 P. Ellis Island quarter was part of the U.S. Mint's State Quarters program, which ran from 1999 to 2008. It features George Washington on the front, classic, and the beautiful Ellis Island design on the back, celebrating America's immigrant heritage. But not all of these quarters are created equal. Most of them, worth 25 cents. Maybe a little more if they're in great condition. But one particular coin, a mind-blowing $1 million. So, what makes this one so special? It's all about errors, rarity, and condition. This specific quarter has a rare misprint, a unique double strike, and was graded at the highest possible level, meaning it looks as flawless as the day it was minted. Basically, it's the Brad Pitt of quarters, aging like fine wine, only getting better with time. Now, let me tell you why I always check my change. A few years ago, I found a weird-looking quarter at a gas station. Thought, this looks different. But I was too lazy to check. Spent it on a coffee. A week later, I saw an article about a rare misprint worth thousands. Same design, same year. Do you think I still sleep well at night? Nope. Learn from my mistakes, folks. So, if you have a 2000 P. Ellis Island quarter, here's what to look for: mint mark P for Philadelphia unique errors like doubling, misalignment, or missing details. Shiny, uncirculated condition. The fewer scratches, the better. If your coin checks all those boxes, get it graded immediately. A professional coin grading service can confirm its value, and who knows, you might be holding on to $1 million payday. So, now you know your everyday pocket change could be worth life-changing money. Before you spend your quarters, give them a quick check. That little habit could be the difference between a regular day and an early retirement. If you love this video and want more tips on spotting rare coins, how to sell them, and other hidden treasures, hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell. You never know when the next $1 million coin could pop up. Thanks for watching. Happy hunting, and may your pockets be filled with gold, or at least valuable quarters. Today we're talking about the legendary 1999 P. Ellis Island Washington quarter, a coin so rare and valuable that if you find one, you might just quit your day job. Now, before you go flipping every quarter you own, let's break down why this coin is worth a fortune, how you can spot one, and most importantly, what makes it so special. Alright, so first off, let's talk about the basics. The 1999 P. Ellis Island quarter was part of the U.S. Mint's State Quarters program. But wait, there was no Ellis Island quarter in 1999, right? Exactly. That's what makes this one so unique. This bad boy is a rare minting error, a quarter that was mistakenly struck with the wrong design at the Philadelphia Mint. Now, normally, a small mistake on a coin might make it worth a few bucks more than face value. But this mistake, it's on a whole different level. Experts believe that only a handful of these coins exist, which is why collectors are willing to shell out a mind-blowing $9 million for one. Imagine that. $9 million bucks. You could buy a mansion, a sports car, or like a lifetime supply of tacos. So how do you know if you have one? Well, grab a magnifying glass and take a close look. The first giveaway is the P mint mark for Philadelphia. If your 1999 P quarter has the Ellis Island design instead of the expected Connecticut or Pennsylvania state quarter designs, you just hit the jackpot. But, of course, it's always best to get it authenticated by a professional before you start spending your millions in your head. Now, let me tell you a quick story. A friend of mine, let's call him Dave, was obsessed with checking his pocket change after watching one of my videos. One day, he found an old quarter that looked a little off. His heart was racing. He swore it was a rare one. He rushed to a coin dealer, thinking he was about to be a millionaire, only to find out it was just a regular quarter someone had accidentally dropped in a can of paint. Moral of the story? Double-check your finds. But hey, don't lose hope. Rare coins are out there and people do strike gold, or in this case, silver-copper alloy, all the time. So, do you have a 1999 P. Ellis Island quarter lurking in your change jar? If you do, congratulations, future millionaire. If not, don't worry, there are tons of valuable coins still waiting to be discovered. If you enjoyed this video and want to learn more about coins that could be worth a fortune, make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. I've got tons of tips and strategies to help you turn your spare change into serious cash. Have you ever dug into your couch cushions or checked your spare change and thought, what if one of these coins is worth a fortune? Well, today, we're talking about a 2001 P. Ellis Island, Washington quarter that's reportedly worth a jaw-dropping $1 million. Yep, that's right. A single quarter that could change your life. So stick around because we're diving deep into what makes this coin so special, how to spot one, and of course, how you might just strike it rich. Alright, so let's start with a little backstory. The 2001 P. Ellis Island quarter is part of the 50-state quarter series, celebrating the history and landmarks of different states. This particular one represents New Jersey and features the Statue of Liberty on the reverse. Now, before you run to your coin jar, let's talk about why one of these could be worth a staggering $1 million. So what makes this coin so special? Well, it all comes down to errors and rarity. Some of these coins were struck with a dramatic die clash, an off-center strike, or an extremely rare misprint. That means if you happen to have a 2001 P quarter with any of these oddities, you could be looking at a serious payday. Now, let me tell you a quick personal story. A few years ago, I was at a garage sale, digging through an old box of coins someone's grandpa had collected. I found a bunch of old quarters, nothing crazy, but then, bam! I spotted a 2001 P. Ellis Island quarter. My heart started racing. I took it home, did some research, and while it wasn't the $1 million version, it was still worth more than face value. Moral of the story? Always check your spare change. You never know what hidden gems you might have. Now, if you want to know how to spot one of these ultra-rare $1 million coins, here's what to look for. A major die clash or double strike off-center stamping missing clad layer, exposing copper, any minting defect that stands out. If you think you've got one, do not spend it. Get it authenticated by a professional grading service like PCGS or NGC before making any moves. The last thing you want is to trade a fortune for a vending machine snack. So there you have it. Folks, the 2001 P. Ellis Island, Washington quarter could be the golden ticket hiding in your pocket. If you enjoyed this video and want more tips on finding coins worth money, investment strategies, and rare coin discoveries, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. And if you've ever found an interesting coin, drop a comment below. I'd love to hear your story. Thanks for watching, and remember, every coin has a story, and some come with $1 million ending. Today, we're diving into the tale of the elusive 2003 D. Ellis Island, Washington quarter, a coin that sparked rumors of a $3 million price tag. But hold onto your hats. There's more to the story than meets the eye. You're sifting through your spare change and spot a 2003 D. Washington quarter. Your heart skips a beat as you recall whispers of a rare version linked to Ellis Island worth a fortune. Could it be? Let's embark on this numismatic adventure together and uncover the truth behind this coin conundrum. First things first, let's set the record straight. The U.S. Mint's 50-state quarters program, running from 1999 to 2008, featured unique designs for each state. In 2003, the states honored were Illinois, Alabama, Maine, Missouri, and Arkansas. Notably absent from this lineup, New Jersey, the home of Ellis Island. Coins value.com. Fast forward to 2017, and Ellis Island finally gets its moment of glory with a dedicated quarter in the America the Beautiful Quarter series. So, if you're clutching a 2003 D quarter, it's celebrating one of the 2003 states, not Ellis Island. USMint.gov now. About that jaw-dropping $3 million valuation, let's dig deeper. While standard 2003 D quarters are plentiful, with mintages in the hundreds of millions, their value typically hovers around face value. Even in pristine, uncirculated condition, they might fetch you a modest premium, but nothing close to $1 million payday. However, the coin world isn't without its million-dollar marvels. Enter the 2000-piece Sacagawea $/Washington quarter mule error, a fascinating mint mishap where a Sacagawea dollar and a Washington quarter were mistakenly combined. One of these rare errors fetched a whopping $192,000 at auction in 2018. While impressive, it's still shy of the mythical $3 million mark. Coiners.net. Let me share a little story. A few years back, I was convinced I'd stumbled upon a rare coin in my collection. I spent hours researching, my excitement building with every click. Dreams of auctions and riches filled my head. But after consulting with a seasoned coin collector, I learned my rare find was as common as pennies in a fountain. The lesson? Not every shiny coin is a hidden treasure, but the thrill of the hunt is priceless. So, what's the takeaway here? While the idea of a 2003 D. Ellis Island, Washington quarter worth $3 million is a captivating tale, it's more fiction than fact. But don't let that dampen your coin collecting spirit. The world of numismatics is filled with genuine rarities waiting to be discovered. If you're eager to learn more about valuable coins and the stories behind them, hit that subscribe button. Join our community of enthusiasts, and who knows, with the right knowledge, your next pocket find could be the real deal. Today we're diving into the fascinating world of coin collecting, where such dreams can come true. We'll explore some of the most valuable error coins ever minted and share tips on how you might discover these hidden treasures in your own change. The allure of error coins are the delightful quirks of the minting world. These are coins that, due to mishaps during production, bear unique features making them highly sought after by collectors. Let's take a look at some of the most remarkable error coins that have fetched astounding prices. 1943 Copper Lincoln Penny. During World War II, the U.S. Mint switched to steel pennies to conserve copper. However, a few copper planchets were mistakenly used, resulting in pennies now worth over $1 million each. goldmine.com 1955 Double Die Lincoln Penny. A misalignment during minting caused a double image effect on this penny. Pristine examples have sold for more than $125,000. goldmine.com 2004 Wisconsin State Quarter Misprint. Some of these quarters feature an extra leaf on the corn stalk, a subtle error that has collectors shelling out hundreds of dollars to own one. n.wikipedia.org A personal treasure hunt. Let me share a little story. A few years back, I was sorting through a jar of coins inherited from my grandfather. Amidst the usual pennies and nickels, I spotted a peculiar quarter. After some research, I discovered it was a 2004 Wisconsin quarter with the extra leaf error. I couldn't believe my luck. While it didn't make me a millionaire, selling that coin added a nice boost to my savings and ignited my passion for coin collecting. Tips for aspiring treasure hunters: always inspect your coins. You never know when a rare error might appear in your pocket. Familiarize yourself with known error coins. Resources like coin collector guides and reputable websites are invaluable. If you think you found a rare coin, avoid cleaning it, as this can reduce its value. Store it safely and consider getting it appraised. The world of coin collecting is full of surprises. That ordinary-looking coin in your pocket could be a hidden gem worth a fortune. So, keep your eyes peeled and your change handy. You might just stumble upon the next big find. If you enjoyed this dive into coin treasures, don't forget to hit that subscribe button for more tips on coins worth money and strategies to uncover them. Today, we're diving into the 2015 D. Ellis Island, Washington quarter and why this little coin is making some collectors rich. So, picture this: you're grabbing a coffee, and the barista hands you some change. You take a quick glance, boom. A 2015 D. Ellis Island quarter. No big deal, right? Wrong. That quarter could be your ticket to an early retirement. Or at the very least, a very nice vacation. But before you book your first-class flight to paradise, let's break down what makes this coin so special. First, a little background. The 2015 D. Ellis Island Quarter is part of the America the Beautiful series, celebrating national parks and landmarks. Minted in Denver, it features the iconic image of immigrants arriving at Ellis Island, a gateway to the American dream. Fitting because if you find the right one, it might just be your ticket to financial freedom. Now, I know what you're thinking. Why on earth is a quarter worth $5 million? Great question. The reason is a super rare minting error. In some cases, a few of these coins were struck on experimental planchets, meaning the metal composition is different from normal quarters. Others have an insane double die error, making the details on the coin look slightly duplicated. And when collectors go crazy for these oddities, the price skyrockets. Let me tell you a quick story. My friend, Jake, big coin nerd, loves this stuff, was at a flea market when he spotted a 2015 D. Ellis Island quarter in a random box of coins. He paid 25 cents for it, thinking, hey, maybe it's worth a couple bucks. Fast forward a few months, he sends it in for grading and bam, comes back as one of the rare error varieties. Sold at auction for thousands. No joke. Now, if only he had the one worth $5 million, right? Alright, so how do you know if your quarter is the golden ticket? Here's what to look for. Check for any strange doubling in the design, especially around the lettering and the image. Look at the color. Some error quarters have an odd tint due to the experimental metal. Weigh it. If it's lighter or heavier than a regular quarter, you might have something special. If you think you've got one, don't just spend it on a vending machine snack. Get it checked by a professional coin grading service like PCGS or NGC. A little patience could turn 25 cents into millions. So, next time you get some change, don't just shove it in your pocket. Give it a second look. You never know when you might be holding a small fortune in your hands. And if you love learning about rare and valuable coins, make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. I've got tons more coin hunting secrets to share that could put some serious cash in your pocket. Thanks for. Today, we're diving into what makes this coin so valuable, how you can spot one, and most importantly, how you can turn loose change into a life-changing fortune. Buckle up because this is going to be a wild ride. Alright, let's break this down. The 2016 P. Ellis Island Quarter was released as part of the America the Beautiful series, celebrating historic sites across the U.S. Ellis Island, of course, was the gateway for millions of immigrants chasing the American dream. And now, this quarter might just help you chase yours. So, why is it worth $6 million? Well, not all of them are. But there's a super rare variety with a major minting error that collectors are going absolutely nuts over. This error involves a misstrike where parts of the design are doubled, and the planchet wasn't properly formed. Basically, the mint messed up in the best way possible. Who knew mistakes could be so profitable? Now, let me tell you a quick story. A few months ago, I was at my local gas station, and the cashier handed me some change. Being the coin nerd that I am, I immediately checked my quarters. One looked a little off. My heart started racing. Could it be? I rushed home, grabbed my magnifying glass like some kind of treasure hunter, and examined it under good lighting. Turns out, it wasn't the $6 million coin, just a regular quarter with some dirt on it. But hey, the excitement was real. So, how can you tell if you have the golden ticket of quarters? Here's what to look for. The Philadelphia mint mark, P, right under the Day double die obverse, meaning parts of Washington's face and the letters might appear slightly double-day noticeable planchet error, which could mean it was struck on the wrong metal or has an odd shape. A deep, clean strike with full details on Ellis Island if you find one. Don't just toss it back in your coin jar. Get it authenticated by a grading service like PCGS or NGC. If it's the real deal, congrats. You just hit the numismatic lottery. Alright, folks, now you know what to look for and how this tiny piece of change could change your life. Next time you get a handful of coins, take a second to check them. You never know. That quarter from your morning coffee change could be worth millions. If you love learning about valuable coins, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. I've got plenty more hidden treasure stories coming your way. Drop a comment if you've ever found a rare coin. Let's hear those crazy stories. And remember, always check your change, because your next quarter could be worth way more than you think. Today, we're talking about a 2021 D. Ellis Island, Washington quarter that's worth $1 million. That's right, a single quarter that could buy you a dream home, a fancy sports car, or about 1 million items from the dollar store. Now, before you go flipping over your couch cushions looking for one, let's break down why this coin is so valuable and how you can check if you have one sitting in your change jar right now. Alright, let's start with the basics. The 2021 D. Ellis Island, Washington quarter was minted in Denver and is part of the America the Beautiful series. Normally, these coins are worth, well, a quarter. But as we all know in the world of coin collecting, a tiny difference can mean big money. So, what makes this quarter worth $1 million? It's a rare error coin. You're at a gas station, you get some change back, and you notice something weird about your quarter. Maybe the design looks a little off, or the lettering seems different. That's because some of these quarters were struck with a major misprint that collectors are going absolutely nuts over. This specific error involves a double die obverse, which means George Washington's face looks slightly doubled. Kind of like how you see two of everything after spinning around too fast. This error is super rare, and collectors are willing to shell out serious cash to own one. A few of these bad boys have popped up at auctions, and one even sold for a mind-blowing $1 million. Imagine finding a quarter and realizing it's worth more than a luxury yacht. Talk about a good day. Now, before you rush to cash in, how do you know if you've got the golden ticket of quarters? Here's what to look for. Check for the D mint mark. That means it was minted in Denver. Look at George Washington's face for any doubling in the text or image. If you suspect you've got a rare one, take it to a professional coin grader. Trust me, you don't want to accidentally spend it on a vending machine snack. I actually learned this lesson the hard way. A few years back, I had a valuable error coin in my collection, and guess what I did? Spent it on a bag of chips. Chips. Imagine biting into some stale nachos, realizing later you basically ate a $1,000 bill. Never again. So there you have it, your loose change could be life-changing. If you're into collecting coins, make sure to check your quarters, because you never know when you'll strike gold, or silver, or in this case, a $1 million jackpot. If you enjoyed this video and want more tips on coins worth money, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you don't miss out. Who knows? Your next coin find could be featured right here on the channel. Today, we've got a mind-blowing story about a rare 1966 no-mint mark Ellis Island, Washington quarter that's worth an astonishing $6 million. Yep, you heard that right. $6 million. So before you go spending that old change on vending machine snacks, stick around because you might just be sitting on a fortune. Alright, let's dive into this wild coin story. The 1966 Washington quarter is already a cool piece of history, but this specific one is a total unicorn. No mint mark, struck on a silver planchet by mistake. And somehow, against all odds, it survived in pristine condition for decades. Now, let me tell you a quick story. A buddy of mine, we'll call him Mike, once laughed at me for checking my coins, said I was wasting my time. Fast forward a year, and guess who calls me in a panic because he found an old quarter in his grandpa's drawer? That's right, Mr. Coins are boring himself. But plot twist, it wasn't the $1 million one. It was worth about $5. Moral of the story? Always check your change, people. Back to this insane $6 million quarter. What makes it so valuable? Well, first off, the 1966 quarters were supposed to be clad, meaning a mix of copper and nickel. But somehow, this beauty ended up on a pure silver planchet. Think of it like ordering a cheeseburger and getting a steak dinner instead. That mistake made it ultra-rare. Combine that with the fact that it's in near-perfect condition, and you've got a collector's dream. Now, if you're thinking, okay, but what are the odds I have one of these? Let me break it to you gently. They're slim, like winning the lottery while getting struck by lightning slim. But hey, someone has to win, right? So check those old piggy banks, junk drawers, and grandma's secret stash of coins. You never know. So what's the takeaway? Coins can be way more valuable than you think. Whether it's an ultra-rare error or just a cool collector's item, there's money hiding in plain sight. And if you want to learn more about turning spare change into serious cash, make sure to hit that subscribe button. Drop a comment if you've ever found a rare coin, or if you're just now realizing you should go check your couch cushions. Thanks for watching, and remember, Your next big payday could be jingling in your pocket right now. Today, we're diving deep into this legendary coin, what makes it valuable, and how you can spot one. So stick around because you might just have a fortune sitting in your pocket change. Alright, first things first, what's so special about the 1979 D Washington quarter? Well, it's not just any quarter. This particular one, featuring the Ellis Island design, has a fascinating history and a crazy high market value that has collectors buzzing. Now, before you go flipping over every quarter in your possession, let's break it down. The standard 1979 D Washington quarter isn't typically worth much beyond face value. However, a few rare error coins and special mint condition versions have turned out to be absolute gold mines, well, silver mines, but you get the point. One of the biggest factors that make certain 1979 D quarters extremely valuable is minting errors. Some coins were struck on the wrong planchet, some have double die obverse, and others have missing mint marks. If you come across one of these errors in pristine condition, you could be looking at serious cash. And by serious, I mean quit your job and live on a private island. Kind of serious. Speaking of finding rare coins, let me tell you a little story. A buddy of mine, let's call him Joe, was always teasing me about my coin obsession. He thought it was ridiculous that I was checking every single piece of change I got. Well, one day, Joe finds an old jar of coins in his attic. He sends me a picture, and guess what? He had a misprint 1979 D quarter. I told him to get it graded, and the dude made enough money to buy himself a brand new car. Now, every time he sees a quarter, he gives it a double take. Funny how that works, right? So, let's talk numbers. A regular 1979 D quarter is worth, well, 25 cents. But the rare ones, especially those in mint state or with errors, have been auctioned for up to $9 million. Even less extreme examples still fetch thousands. If you find one, get it graded by PCGS or NGC. Trust me, that little slab could mean the difference between pocket change and life-changing money, so there you have it. Folks, the 1979 D Washington quarter, potentially the most expensive quarter you could ever hold in your hands. Now, here's the deal. If you want to keep learning about hidden treasures in your change and how to spot valuable coins, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Drop a comment if you've ever found a cool or rare coin. I'd love to hear your stories. And remember, the next time someone laughs at you for checking your change, just remind them, one quarter could be worth millions. Have you ever checked your pocket change and thought, just another quarter? Well, what if I told you that one little 1990 D Ellis Island Washington quarter dollar could be worth $1 million? Yeah, you heard me right. $1 million just chilling in someone's coin jar waiting to change their life. So grab your coins, grab a magnifying glass, and let's dive into why this quarter is making collectors lose their minds. Alright, let's break this down. The 1990 D Ellis Island Washington quarter was minted in Denver, part of the U.S. Mint's commemorative series celebrating the Statue of Liberty and the history of Ellis Island. Most of these quarters are worth their face value, a solid 25 cents. But there's a rare unicorn out there that's turning heads in the numismatic world, so why is this particular quarter worth a jaw-dropping $1 million? It all comes down to a rare minting error. Somewhere in the chaotic world of coin production, a small number of these quarters were struck using a proof die on a regular circulation planchet, creating a coin with a bizarre mix of sharp details and unexpected anomalies. Add in a double die obverse where the design appears slightly doubled, and you've got a coin that collectors are willing to throw their wallets at. Now, before you go tearing through your couch cushions like a detective on a mission, let me tell you about the current market craze. Recently, one of these ultra-rare error coins was auctioned off for a whopping $1 million, making it one of the most valuable modern quarters ever. That's right. Someone literally turned 25 cents into $1 million. Talk about a solid return on investment. Let me tell you a quick story about how I almost let a rare coin slip through my fingers. A few years ago, I found an old quarter in my car's cup holder. Grimy, scratched, nothing special, or so I thought. Instead of checking it, I did what any normal person would do. I used it to pay for a gas station coffee. Big mistake. 2 weeks later, I read about a rare quarter from the same year selling for thousands. I nearly cried into my overpriced latte. Lesson learned. Always check your change. So, what's the takeaway here? First, Always inspect your quarters. That little coin in your pocket could be a hidden fortune. Second, stay curious. The world of coin collecting is full of surprises, and you never know when you might strike gold. Or, in this case, silver-plated copper. And third, hit that subscribe button if you want to learn more about hidden treasures in your spare change, strategies for finding valuable coins, and ways to turn your collection into serious cash. Now, go check your pockets. You might just be a millionaire and not even know it. Today, we're diving into why this coin is so insanely valuable, how to spot one, and what makes it so rare. Oh, and don't forget to smash that like button so more people can learn if they're sitting on a gold mine. Now, let's get into it. The 1994 D. Ellis Island Washington quarter dollar might look like any other quarter at first glance, but there's something special about it. First off, the Denver Mint produced it, as shown by the little D mint mark near the tail side. But here's the kicker, this isn't your everyday pocket change. What makes this coin worth a staggering $4 million? One word, rarity. This particular quarter has a major minting error that sets it apart. Some of them were mistakenly struck on silver planchets instead of the usual copper nickel. That means if you've got one of these in your hands, you're not just holding 25 cents, you're holding a fortune. Now, let me tell you a little story. A buddy of mine once thought he hit the jackpot when he found an old quarter in his grandpa's collection. He was all hyped up, already planning his retirement. Turns out it was just a super shiny regular quarter. I've never seen someone go from millionaire dreams to gas station snack budget so fast. Moral of the story? You gotta know what you're looking for. So how do you check if you've got one of these rare quarters? First, weigh it. A normal quarter weighs about 5.67 grams, but the silver planchet error quarters will be slightly heavier, around 6.25 grams. Second, do the old-school magnet test. Silver isn't magnetic, so if your quarter sticks to a magnet, sorry, it's just regular pocket change. Finally, flip it on its edge. If you see a solid silver color instead of that classic copper stripe, you might have something special. If you think you've got one of these rare coins, get it authenticated immediately. Professional grading services like PCGS or NGC can confirm its value. And trust me, if it's legit, your life is about to change in a big way. So there you have it. A tiny 1994 D. Ellis Island Washington quarter dollar could be worth $4 million. Who knew something so small could have such a big impact, right? Now, I gotta know, have you ever found a rare coin in your pocket change? Let me know in the comments. And if you love learning about valuable coins and how to turn spare change into serious cash, make sure to hit that subscribe button. I drop new videos every week, helping you find treasure in your own home. Today, we're diving into this jaw-dropping coin, how to spot it, what makes it special, and why someone would pay enough for it to buy like 8 Lamborghinis. Stick around, because by the end, you'll never look at your quarters the same way again. Alright, let's start with the basics. The 1998 P. Ellis Island quarter was part of a special minting that honored Ellis Island, the gateway for millions of immigrants coming to America. It was struck at the Philadelphia Mint, which is why you'll see that tiny P under the year. Now, most of these quarters, worth, well, 25 cents. But a rare mistake at the Mint turned some of them into absolute gold mines. So, what's the big deal? Well, this insane $8 million valuation comes from a combination of things: rarity, demand, and a little bit of collector magic. A few of these coins were struck on experimental planchets, meaning they were made with a different metal composition than normal quarters. It's like someone at the US Mint accidentally put premium fuel in a regular car, and now that car is worth the price of a mansion. Collectors go crazy for these types of errors, and when two rich coin enthusiasts start a bidding war, well, suddenly a tiny piece of metal is worth more than a private island. That's exactly what happened in an auction where one of these rare quarters sold for, wait for it, $8 million. Now, let's talk about how you can tell if you have one. First, check the weight. A normal quarter weighs about 5.67 grams, but these error coins are slightly off. Second, hold it under a light. If the surface looks a little different, maybe shinier or duller than a regular quarter, you might have something special. And third, if you're not sure, take it to a professional. Because trust me, if you accidentally spend an $8 million quarter on a vending machine snack, that's going to be a tough story to explain. Speaking of tough stories, I actually had a little run-in with a rare coin before. A few years ago, My grandpa handed me a bag of old coins and said, "Check these, they might be valuable." Me, being young and impatient, I tossed most of them into a Coinstar machine. Later, I found out one of those coins was a rare silver quarter worth $1,500. I pretty much cried into my cereal for a week. Lesson learned, always check your change. So, what did we learn today? 1. The 1998 P. Ellis Island quarter might just be the most expensive pocket change you'll ever find. 2. Always double-check your coins. Seriously, don't be like me. And 3. The world of coin collecting is wild, and you never know when you might hit the jackpot. If you enjoyed this video and want more tips on spotting valuable coins, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. I've got plenty more coin hunting secrets to share, and trust me, you don't want to miss out. Who knows, your next coffee run might just make you a millionaire. Today, we're talking about the legendary 1965 No Ellis Island Washington quarter dollar. A coin so rare, so valuable, that if you have one, you might want to rethink that afternoon coffee run and start planning a vacation instead. Stick around because I'll tell you exactly what to look for, why this coin is so valuable, and how you might just strike it rich with something hiding in your pocket right now. So, let's rewind to 1965. This was a wild time in U.S. coin history. The government had just stopped making silver quarters because, well, people were hoarding them like toilet paper in 2020. Instead, they switched to a copper-nickel mix, but in all the chaos, some serious mistakes were made. And that's where our $5 million quarter comes in. The 1965 No Ellis Island Washington quarter dollar is a total mystery. There's no official record of it ever being minted, yet somehow a few have popped up. What makes it different? For starters, this coin is missing the usual mint markings. That means it wasn't made at the Philadelphia Mint like most 1965 quarters. The design also has slight variations that suggest it was part of a special test batch that somehow made it into circulation. But the real kicker? It's extremely rare. Only a couple have been confirmed, and collectors are willing to drop millions. Yes, millions, to get their hands on one. Now, let me tell you why you should always check your coins. A few years back, I was at a flea market doing what I do best, hunting for hidden treasures. I bought a bag of old coins from this guy who clearly didn't know what he had. Paid $5 for the whole lot. I get home, pour them out, and right there, staring back at me, was a 1965 quarter that looked a little off. My heart nearly stopped. Could this be the one? Spoiler alert, it wasn't. It was just a worn-out quarter that had spent too much time in someone's pocket. But hey, that thrill? That what-if moment? That's what makes coin collecting so much fun. And guess what? The next big discovery could be your lucky day. So, if you've got a jar of old coins lying around, check your 1965 quarters. Look for any missing mint marks, strange details, or anything that seems out of the ordinary. Who knows? You could be sitting on life-changing money and not even realize it. And if you love finding out about rare coins, valuable collectibles, and all the ways you can turn spare change into big bucks, make sure to subscribe to the channel. I drop videos like this all the time, helping you hunt down treasures hiding in plain sight. Hit that like button, leave a comment if you've ever found a rare coin, and I'll see you in the next one. Today, we're diving into the fascinating story behind this legendary quarter, why it's so valuable, and how you might just have one sitting in your piggy bank. So, grab your loose change and let's go treasure hunting. All right, first things first. Why is this 1967 quarter so special? Well, there's a lot of mystery surrounding it. You might have noticed I said No Ellis Island quarter. Now, if you're scratching your head thinking, wait, wasn't Ellis Island featured on quarters way later? You're absolutely right. Ellis Island didn't make its quarter debut until the 2017 America the Beautiful series. So, where does this 1967 No Ellis Island quarter come from? Legend has it that a tiny batch of these era quarters were struck with an experimental design that never made it into circulation. It was a mix-up at the mint, and only a handful of these coins are known to exist. Imagine that an accident at the US Mint could be your lucky break. Now let's talk about the money. Why is this quarter worth $7 million? A collector at an auction bid that insane amount because of the extreme rarity, historical significance, and, let's be honest, the bragging rights. Owning a coin like this is like having the holy grail of pocket change. But here's the best part. There's a chance you could have won. If you've got a 1967 Washington quarter, don't go spending it just yet. Check for unusual markings, odd designs, or anything that seems off. You never know when you might be holding onto a hidden fortune. Let me tell you a quick story. A buddy of mine, let's call him Dave, was cleaning out his old desk drawer when he found a stack of quarters from the 60s. He almost tossed them into a vending machine for a soda. Luckily, he called me up first and we checked them out. No million-dollar winner that day, but he did find a rare mint error worth $300. Not bad for a piece of pocket change, right? So, here's your mission. Go through your change jar, check your old coin rolls, and take a closer look at your 1967 quarters. Who knows? You might just be sitting on a $7 million gold mine. And hey, if you love learning about rare and valuable coins, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. I've got tons of tips, tricks, and insider knowledge to help you find coins worth serious cash. Today, no, I'm not making this up. This isn't some wild internet rumor or a joke to impress your grandma. This is a real, confirmed sale. So, before you go spending your quarters on vending machine snacks, you might want to double-check your pocket change. You could be holding a literal fortune. Stick with me because I'm going to break down exactly what makes this coin worth more than a luxury mansion, how you can tell if you have one, and the biggest mistakes people make when hunting for valuable coins. And trust me, you don't want to be the person who spends this bad boy at a gas station. So, what's so special about the 1987 P. Ellis Island quarter? I mean, it looks like any other Washington quarter, right? Wrong. This particular quarter is one of a kind due to a rare minting error that collectors go absolutely bonkers for. Imagine this: back in 1987, the Philadelphia Mint was cranking out quarters like usual when, whoops, a small batch was struck on a planchet meant for a proof coin. What does that mean? Super high detail, a mirror-like finish, and a sharper design than your ex's attitude. But here's the real kicker. Only one of these error coins has ever been found in circulation. That means there could still be more out there, just waiting to be discovered. And that's where you come in. Now, let me tell you a quick story. A guy in New York, just an average dude, was going through his old coin jar when he spotted something shiny. He thought, this quarter looks kinda different. Instead of tossing it back in the pile, he decided to get it checked out by a professional. Fast forward a few months, and boom! That little quarter he almost spent on a parking meter sold at auction for $7 million. That's right, one coin, life-changing money. Moral of the story? Check your coins. You never know what might be hiding in that pile of change under your couch cushions. Now, if you want to know how to spot one of these rare quarters, here's what to look for. Philadelphia Mint mark, P. Right under Washington's ponytail, a super shiny, proof-like surface. If it looks fancier than a normal quarter, get excited. A sharper design, especially around the lettering and Washington's hair weight difference. It should weigh slightly less than a regular quarter, 5.67 grams instead of 5.67 grams. Yeah, it's super tiny, but experts can tell. If you find one, do not clean it, scratch it, or, heaven forbid, try to make it shinier. That's like washing a winning lottery ticket. Just get it checked by a professional coin grading service ASAP. So, here's the deal. This isn't just some crazy one-time fluke. Rare coins are out there, and they're still being found every year. And who knows? Maybe you will be the next lucky person to stumble across a multi-million-dollar quarter. If you love learning about hidden treasure in your pocket change, make sure to subscribe to this channel because I've got tons of coin tips, strategies, and crazy stories coming your way. Hit that like button if you enjoyed this, and let me know in the comments. What's the coolest coin you've ever found? Now go check your quarters. You might just be sitting on a fortune. Today we're talking about a 1984 P. Ellis Island, Washington quarter that's worth a jaw-dropping $4 million. Yeah, you heard me right. $4 million. That's the kind of money that could buy you a mansion, a fleet of sports cars, or at the very least, a lifetime supply of tacos. And if you're anything like me, you're probably digging through your couch cushions right now just in case you've got one of these bad boys hiding in there. So what makes this quarter worth more than some people's entire life savings? Well, first, let's break down what we're dealing with. This is a 1984 P. Washington quarter, but not just any quarter. This one features Ellis Island, which, fun fact, isn't even in New York. Yeah, it's actually in New Jersey, and we all know how much those two states love to fight over it. But I digress. Now, most of these quarters are worth just 25 cents, or maybe a buck if it's in pristine condition. But this one is special. It's got a rare minting error that makes it insanely valuable. We're talking about a double die obverse combined with a full strike-through error, which in plain English means the coin was struck in a way that created an extremely unique and rare look. Collectors go absolutely bananas over these types of mistakes, and when you've got a combination of rarity, history, and demand, you get a multi-million-dollar quarter. You might be wondering, how do I know if I have one of these? Great question. First, grab a magnifying glass because you're going to need it. Look closely at Washington's face and the lettering. If you notice doubling, like a shadow effect, on the words Liberty or In God We Trust, you might have something special. And if there's also a visible strike-through, meaning part of the design looks like it got wiped out, you might just be sitting on a fortune. Now, I know what you're thinking. This sounds too good to be true, but let me tell you a little story. A friend of mine, let's call him Dave, used to roll his eyes every time I talked about rare coins. He thought I was wasting my time looking through pocket change. One day, I convinced him to check his old jar of quarters, and guess what? He found a rare error coin worth $2,000. He's still mad he didn't listen to me sooner, but at least he bought me dinner. Moral of the story? Always check your change.so. Do you have a $4 million quarter sitting in your coin jar? Maybe, maybe not. But there's only one way to find out. Start checking. And hey, if you do find one, don't forget who told you about it. Maybe send me a thank you card. Or better yet, a taco. Before you go, hit that subscribe button because I'm always bringing you the latest on coins worth serious money. And trust me, you don't want to miss the next one. It could be the key to your next big payday. Today, we're talking about a 1983 P. Ellis Island, Washington quarter dollar that recently sold for a jaw-dropping $3 million. Yeah, you heard that right. $3 million. That's enough to buy a mansion, a fleet of sports cars, or, if you're like me, enough to stock up on a lifetime supply of coffee and snacks. Now, before you start flipping over your couch cushions and raiding your piggy banks, let's break down why this coin is so valuable, what to look for, and how you might have a hidden treasure sitting in your loose change. Alright, let's get into it. First off, why is this 1983 P quarter so special? Well, 1983 was a weird year for quarters. The US Mint didn't release official mint sets that year, which means finding high-quality coins from circulation is super rare. Most quarters from 1983 got banged up, scratched, and tossed around like spare change in a vending machine. But here's the kicker. This specific 1983 P quarter has an insane error. Some of these quarters were struck on the wrong type of planchet, meaning the metal composition was off, making them look shinier, thicker, or just a little bit off. And collectors love rare mistakes. Think of it like a misprinted baseball card or a first edition book with a weird typo. The rarer the flaw, the bigger the payday. Now, here's where things get personal. A few years ago, I found a 1983 quarter in my car's cup holder and thought, could this be worth something? Excited, I took it to a coin dealer, expecting to walk out a millionaire. He took one glance, chuckled, and said, "Buddy, this one's worth 25 cents. Maybe 50 if I'm feeling generous." Yeah, not exactly life-changing money. But hey, not every 1983 quarter is just pocket change. A few rare ones have sold for thousands, and recently, one of these ultra-rare 1983 P. Ellis Island quarters hit the jackpot, selling for $3 million. So, how do you know if you have one of these legendary coins? Look for these signs. It needs to have a P for Philadelphia. If it's from Denver, D, or San Francisco, S, it's not the one. If it looks like it just rolled off the minting press yesterday, that's a good sign. If it's shinier, heavier, or has an odd coloration, it could be an error coin. And of course, if you think you have a winner, get it professionally graded. Coin grading services like PCGS or NGC can confirm if your quarter is a rare gem or just a regular 25-cent piece.so. The big question: do you have one of these million-dollar quarters? Maybe, maybe not. But the only way to find out is to start checking your spare change. Imagine buying a soda with a quarter, only to realize later that you just handed away a $3 million coin. Yikes! If you love learning about hidden treasures, rare coins, and how to turn pocket change into serious cash. Make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. I drop new videos all the time about valuable coins, money-making strategies, and, of course, how not to accidentally spend a fortune at the laundromat. Alright, happy hunting, and may your pockets be full of treasures, not just lint. Today, we're talking about a humble little quarter. Yes, a 1981 P. Ellis Island, Washington quarter. That's worth a jaw-dropping $1 million. That's right, $1 million for a coin that most people wouldn't even look twice at. So stick around, because I'm about to tell you how this happened, what to look for, and, of course, how you might just strike it rich without even buying a lottery ticket. First things first, let's talk about the 1981 P. Washington quarter. This coin was minted in Philadelphia and was part of the classic Washington quarter series. Now, normally, these quarters are worth, well, 25 cents. Nothing crazy. But every now and then, the universe decides to spice things up and drop a rare gem into circulation. So why is this particular quarter worth $1 million? Simple. Errors, rarity, and demand. This specific 1981 P. Ellis Island quarter has a rare minting error that makes it extremely valuable. Some say it was struck on the wrong metal planchet. Others believe it has an ultra-rare misprint that only a few in the world have. And guess what? Coin collectors go absolutely bananas for these kinds of mistakes. Imagine if Picasso accidentally painted an extra nose on the Mona Lisa. Suddenly, it's worth even more. Now, I know what you're thinking. Okay, great, but what are the chances I have one? Fair question. The best way to check is by grabbing a magnifying glass. Bonus points if you look like Sherlock Holmes while doing it, and inspecting your coin carefully. Look for off-center strikes, double dies, or unusual metal compositions. If you find anything weird, you might be holding a treasure worth way more than 25 cents. Now, let me tell you a quick story. A buddy of mine, let's call him Dave, was at a gas station when he got a handful of quarters as change. He was about to toss them into his cup holder and forget about them forever, but something told him to take a second look. And boom, he spotted a 1981 quarter that looked different. Turns out, it had a rare minting flaw, and let's just say Dave's next vacation wasn't to his backyard. Moral of the story? Always check your coins. So, what have we learned today? 1. Never underestimate your pocket change. 2. Mistakes can actually be worth a lot of money. And 3. If you find a 1981 P. Ellis Island quarter with a rare error, you could be sitting on $1 million. Now, before you run off to dump out your piggy bank, do me a favor, hit that subscribe button. I'll be bringing you more hidden treasures, crazy coin finds, and tips on spotting valuable money in everyday places. You don't want to miss out, and who knows, maybe your next big payday is hiding in your couch cushions. Today, we've got a crazy one for you. Imagine holding a Washington quarter in your hand, just an ordinary 1971 D. Ellis Island design. But what if I told you that one of these bad boys recently sold for $1 million? Yep, you heard that right. Now, before you start digging through your couch cushions or breaking open that jar of spare change, let's talk about what makes this quarter so special. Stick around because you do not want to miss this one. Alright, let's break it down. The 1971 D. Ellis Island, Washington quarter isn't your everyday quarter. Well, technically it is, but this specific one has some crazy factors that turned it into $1 million jackpot. First, let's talk about rarity. This isn't just any 1971 D quarter. Most quarters from this year were minted by the millions, but this one, it had a rare minting error that collectors go absolutely bonkers for. Some experts believe it was struck on a silver planchet instead of the usual copper nickel. Others say there was a misalignment or double die issue. Either way, this quarter is like the unicorn of pocket change. Let me tell you a quick story. A guy I know, let's call him Bob, was sorting through his late grandfather's old coin collection. Nothing fancy, just some pennies, nickels, and a few quarters. He nearly tossed this 1971 D quarter aside until he noticed something weird. It looked shinier, heavier, and just different. Long story short, he took it to an expert, and boom, $1 million. I mean, talk about a life-changing moment. Meanwhile, I'm over here checking every quarter I find like it's the golden ticket to Willy Wonka's factory. Now, let's talk about market value. Obviously, not every 1971 D quarter is worth a fortune, But if you happen to find one with the right minting error, it could be worth thousands, or in rare cases, even $1 million. Right now, collectors are willing to pay top dollar for high-grade versions of this coin. If yours is in mint condition with that rare silver error, you could be sitting on a goldmine. So how do you check? First, grab a magnet. If your quarter is magnetic, it's not silver. Sorry to break your heart. But if it's not magnetic, you might have something special. Next, weigh it. A regular quarter weighs 5.67 grams, but if it's a silver planchet error, it'll weigh closer to 6.25 grams. Finally, look at the edges. Normal quarters have that coppery, sandwich-looking edge. If yours is pure silver all the way through, bingo. If you think you have one, get it professionally graded. Don't just take it to your local gas station and expect $1 million in return. That's like selling a Picasso at a yard sale for $5, so there you have it. The 1971 D. Ellis Island, Washington quarter might just be the most valuable quarter you'll ever come across. If you've got one, check for those rare errors, because who knows? You might just be holding $1 million coin and not even know it. Now, before you go tearing apart your piggy banks, do me a favor, hit that subscribe button. I drop videos like this all the time, helping you find hidden treasures in your pocket change. And trust me, you do not want to miss my next video, where I'll be talking about another rare coin worth a fortune. Today, we're talking about the 1976 D. Ellis Island, Washington $quarter coin. Yes, that's a mouthful, but trust me, you'll want to hear this. Because guess what? This coin is making waves in the numismatic world, with one reportedly selling for a jaw-dropping $6 million. Yep, $6 million. That's not just gas money, that's private island money. So, grab your coin jars, your lucky magnifying glass, and maybe even a cup of coffee, because we're diving deep into what makes this quarter so special, how you can tell if you have one, and most importantly, how to cash in if you do. Let's get into it. Now, before you flip your couch cushions looking for a 1976 D quarter, let's talk about what makes this one so valuable. First off, this coin was minted in Denver, hence the D mint mark. But not all 1976 D quarters are created equal. This particular one is rare because of a specific minting error combined with its pristine condition. That's like finding a 4-leaf clover in a desert on a Tuesday. The real kicker? Most quarters from 1976 were made to celebrate the US bicentennial, but this rare variety has unique features that set it apart. Some have double die errors, some have off-center strikes, and a few were even struck on the wrong metal planchet. That last part is what makes collectors drool. Imagine finding a quarter that's secretly made of silver when it was supposed to be copper nickel? That's like ordering a regular burger and getting a Wagyu steak instead. Alright, let me hit you with a quick personal story. A friend of mine, let's call him Dave, was sorting through a box of old coins he got from his grandpa. He found a 1976 D quarter, but he didn't think much of it. He tossed it into his piggy bank and forgot about it. Fast forward a few months, he saw an article about a rare bicentennial quarter selling for millions. He rushed to check his coin only to realize it wasn't the rare one. Moral of the story? Always double-check your coins before tossing them in a jar. So, how do you know if you have the $6 million quarter? First, check the mint mark. It should be a 1976 D. Then, look for any oddities, errors, different metal composition, or anything that seems out of the ordinary. If you think you've hit the jackpot, take it to a professional coin grader. You don't want to be that person who sells their golden ticket for face value. Alright, coin fam, the takeaway here is simple. Never underestimate the power of your pocket change. That quarter jingling around in your car's cup holder could be worth way more than you think. And if you've got a 1976 D quarter lying around, you might just want to take a closer look. If you enjoyed this and want more insider tips on valuable coins, rare finds, and money-making strategies, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Trust me, your future self will thank you. And hey, drop a comment below. Have you ever found a rare coin? Let's chat. Today, we're talking about a coin that might just make you a millionaire overnight. Imagine finding a quarter worth $6 million. Yeah, you heard that right. A 1986 P. Ellis Island, Washington $quarter that's currently valued at a jaw-dropping $6 million. If that doesn't make you check your couch cushions, I don't know what will. So, let's dive into the details. The 1986 P quarter was minted to celebrate the centennial of the Statue of Liberty, featuring the Ellis Island design. Most of these quarters are just worth their face value, but a rare few, absolute gold mines. The reason? A unique minting error and ultra-rare grading that makes collectors drool. Now, let me tell you a quick story. A few years ago, my friend's grandpa, who hoarded coins like a dragon with treasure, casually pulled out an old box of change. We're talking years of forgotten pocket coins. He hands me this crusty quarter and says, "This might be worth something." At the time, I thought, sure, maybe $1 or $2 if it's lucky. Fast forward, and the guy unknowingly had a coin worth thousands sitting in a dusty old shoebox. If only I had swiped it, just kidding, kind of. But seriously, these million-dollar finds don't happen often, but they do happen. The key is knowing what to look for. First, you want to check for a strong strike with a deep cameo finish, as those are highly desirable. Then, look out for any doubling errors or misprints that might boost the value. And, of course, the highest graded ones with pristine condition are the jackpot winners. If you think you have one, get it professionally graded immediately. So, now that you're all hyped up about checking your quarters, do yourself a favor, hit that subscribe button. Stick around for more coin hunting tips, insane value discoveries, and strategies to turn your spare change into serious cash. Who knows? Your next quarter find could be the one that changes your life. Today we're talking about the 1999 P. Ellis Island Washington quarter dollar. And if you have one, you might want to book a vacation because you just hit the jackpot. So, let's get into it. The 1999 P. Ellis Island Washington quarter was part of the 50-state quarters program. But there's something special about this one. Unlike your everyday pocket change, this rare variation has collectors willing to pay a life-changing amount of money. Now, before you start flipping every quarter you find, let's talk about what makes this one so valuable. First off, this coin is believed to have been struck on a rare experimental planchet, meaning it wasn't made from the usual metal composition. That little minting error turned it into a holy grail for collectors. The second reason, a microscopic doubling on Ellis Island that's almost impossible to see with the naked eye, but experts and collectors are hunting for it like treasure. Now, let me tell you a quick story. A few years ago, a guy, let's call him Bob, was going through his old change jar, just casually rolling up quarters to deposit at the bank. He noticed one looked a little different, so he Googled it. Long story short, that odd-looking quarter turned out to be this exact rare one. And let's just say Bob isn't worried about gas prices anymore. So, how do you know if you have one of these unicorns? It should say 1999 and have a small P below, "In God We Trust." A high-grade version in pristine condition is worth significantly more. If you think you have one, take it to a coin grading service like PCGS or NGC. Now, for the big question, how much is this coin worth? Well, as of today, this rare quarter has been auctioned for a mind-blowing $9 million. Yes, a single quarter. And to think some of us use them to buy gumballs.so. If you're not checking your spare change by now, what are you even doing? This could be your golden ticket, or should I say silver and copper ticket, to financial freedom. Make sure to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on more hidden treasures in your pocket. Who knows? Your next coin could be worth a fortune. Today, we're talking about the 2000 P. Ellis Island Washington quarter, and why one of these bad boys is worth a cool $1 million. So grab your piggy banks, check your pockets, and let's dive into the treasure hunt of a lifetime. All right, let's break this down. The 2000 P. Ellis Island Washington quarter is part of the State Quarters series, which ran from 1999 to 2008. Each coin featured a unique design representing a different U.S. state or territory. The New Jersey quarter, specifically featuring Ellis Island, is one of the most sought-after coins. But what makes this one worth $1 million? The short answer: a super rare mint error. This particular coin was struck on the wrong planchet, meaning, instead of being minted on a standard quarter planchet, it was accidentally struck on a gold Sacagawea dollar planchet. Yep, the US Mint had a little mix-up, and these ultra-rare hybrids made it out into circulation. Now, I know what you're thinking, that's crazy. How does that even happen? Well, let me tell you, even the US Mint has its oops moments. Just imagine a worker at the mint, sipping on their coffee, loading up the machines, and bam, Sacagawea planchets get mixed in with the quarters. Now, here's the fun part. If you happen to own one of these mistakes, congratulations. You might be sitting on a life-changing fortune. The most recent verified sale of this coin? A whopping $1 million at auction. That's right, someone literally cashed in on a simple quarter for the kind of money that buys luxury cars, dream vacations, and, well, a lot of tacos. So how do you know if you have one? First, check the date. It must be 2000 with a P mint mark for Philadelphia. Second, look at the color. If your quarter has a golden hue, that's a sign it might have been struck on a Sacagawea dollar planchet. And third, weigh it. A normal quarter weighs 5.67 grams, but this error coin weighs 8.1 grams. If yours is heavier than usual, bingo. Let me tell you a quick story. A buddy of mine once found an odd-looking quarter in his car's cup holder. It was slightly golden, and he joked about it being made of gold. We laughed it off, but later he got curious, weighed it, and took it to a coin shop. Turns out, he didn't have the $1 million coin, but he did walk away with a rare error worth $1,500. Not bad for something he almost used in a vending machine. Alright folks, the moral of the story? Check your change. You never know when you might stumble upon a rare coin that could change your life. Whether it's a $1 million quarter or just a couple of valuable errors, there's treasure hiding in plain sight. If you enjoyed this video and want to learn more about coins worth serious money, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. I've got plenty more coin collecting tips, rare finds, and money-making strategies coming your way. Who knows? The next big coin discovery could be yours. Today, we're talking about a coin that could change your life. Literally. Imagine you're digging through your change jar, and you find a 2001 P. Ellis Island, Washington quarter. You think, cool, a quarter. But what if I told you that this specific coin is now worth a jaw-dropping $1 million? Yeah, that's right. $1 million. Now, before you go flipping over your couch cushions, let's talk about what makes this coin so special, how you can tell if you have one, and why collectors are going crazy over it. Stick around, because by the end of this video, you might be running to check your change. First things first, let's break down why the 2001 P. Ellis Island, Washington quarter is worth so much. This quarter was minted in Philadelphia and was part of the State Quarters series, honoring New Jersey's Ellis Island. But here's the kicker, there was a rare minting error that only a few of these coins have. And when I say rare, I mean finding one is like discovering an actual buried treasure. So what's the error? It's a double die obverse, which means the lettering on the front of the coin has a slight doubling effect. You might notice it around the word Liberty or in the date. If you've got one of these, you're already halfway to becoming a millionaire. Now, let me tell you a quick story. A buddy of mine, let's call him Dave, was going through his old coin collection. He's not even a big-time collector, just someone who kept a few cool coins over the years. One day, he sends me a picture of a quarter and asks, "Hey, is this anything special?" I take one look and nearly drop my phone. Turns out, he had the 2001 P. Ellis Island quarter with the doubling error. He got it graded and boom, instant millionaire. The guy went from eating instant noodles to planning a vacation in the Bahamas. Now, before you start packing your bags, let's talk about how to spot and verify if you have the real deal. If you think you have one of these rare quarters, the first step is to get a magnifying glass or even take a close-up picture. Look for that doubling on the front of the coin. If you see something unusual, the next step is to get it authenticated by a professional grading service like PCGS or NGC. These experts will confirm if it's legit and assign it a grade, which can seriously impact the final value. So what did we learn today? That a simple quarter could actually be worth a fortune. The 2001 P. Ellis Island, Washington quarter with the rare doubling error is currently valued at $1 million. And who knows? You might have one sitting in your pocket right now. Now, before you run off to check your piggy bank, make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. I've got more videos coming up on hidden gems in your change, rare coins worth serious money, and how to become a smart coin collector. Don't miss out. You never know when the next big find could be hiding in plain sight. Today we're diving into the wild world of the 2002 D. Washington quarter and uncovering the truth behind its rumored $1 million value. We've all heard tales of rare coins fetching astronomical prices at auctions. The 2002 D Washington quarter has recently been the subject of such buzz, with claims of it being worth up to $2 million. But is there any truth to these claims? Let's explore the facts and fiction surrounding this coin. The 2002 D Washington quarter. A quick overview: minted in Denver, hence the D mint mark. The 2002 Washington quarter is part of the 50-state quarter series, specifically honoring Tennessee. In standard circulation, these quarters are worth their face value, 25 cents. However, certain errors or unique features can significantly increase a coin's value. The $2 million question: fact or fiction? The staggering $2 million valuation for a 2002 D Washington quarter is, unfortunately, a myth. While rare coins can indeed fetch high prices, there's no documented evidence of this particular quarter reaching such a value. Most 2002 D quarters, even in uncirculated condition, are valued between $1 to $5. So, where did this $2 million rumor originate? It's likely a mix of misinformation and the allure of striking it rich with pocket change. Notable error quarters. What to look for? While the 2002 D quarter might not make you a millionaire, other quarters with mint errors have garnered significant attention and value. 2004 D Wisconsin quarter, extra leaf error. Some of these quarters feature an additional leaf on the cornstalk, a result of a die error. Depending on the leaf's position, high or low, these coins can be worth between $2,530 and $6,000. Over 250 varieties of this error exist, with some coins displaying double trees. High-grade examples have sold for up to $2,070. A die crack near the horse's mouth gives the appearance of it spitting. While intriguing, these typically fetch modest premiums over face value. Let me share a quick story. A few years back, I was sorting through a jar of change. Yes, the infamous coin jar we all have. Amidst the sea of pennies and dimes, I spotted a 2005 Minnesota quarter. Remembering the double die error, I examined it closely and lo and behold, there it was, a slight doubling on the trees. I had it appraised, and while it wasn't worth thousands, it fetched a nice $150. Not bad for a quarter found in spare change. While the dream of discovering a $2 million 2002 D Washington quarter is enticing, it's essential to approach such claims with a healthy dose of skepticism. However, the world of coin collecting is filled with exciting opportunities. Keep an eye out for those error coins. They might just add a pleasant surprise to your collection or even your wallet. If you enjoyed this deep dive into coin mysteries and want to uncover more treasures hiding in plain sight, hit that subscribe button. Join our community of coin enthusiasts, and let's embark on this numismatic journey together. Have you ever looked at your pocket change and thought, what if one of these coins is worth a fortune? Well, today, we're talking about a Washington quarter that could make you a millionaire. The 2003 P. Ellis Island Washington quarter dollar. Yep, you heard that right. This little beauty is currently valued at a jaw-dropping $3 million. So, before you toss that spare change into a vending machine, you might want to check your stash. Let's break it down. The 2003 P. Ellis Island Washington quarter was part of the state quarter series, which ran from 1999 to 2008. The P means it was minted in Philadelphia, and Ellis Island, as we all know, is the gateway to America, where millions of immigrants first set foot in the land of opportunity. But what makes this particular quarter worth millions? It all comes down to rarity and errors. Some of these quarters were struck with a unique minting error, whether it's a double die, an off-center strike, or a rare misprint. These tiny details can turn an ordinary coin into a collector's dream. Now, let me tell you a quick story. A few years ago, my friend's grandpa found an old coffee can full of quarters in his garage. He was about to take them to the bank, but on a whim, my buddy decided to check them first. And guess what? He found a rare quarter worth thousands. The old man nearly fainted, and my friend? Well, let's just say he suddenly had a new favorite grandchild. The moral of the story? Always check your change. Now let's talk value. While a standard 2003 P. Ellis Island quarter is worth face value, the rare error versions have sold for insane prices at auctions. The highest recorded sale? A staggering $3 million. Imagine paying for your morning coffee with a coin that could have bought you a mansion. Ouch. So what's the takeaway? Don't overlook your pocket change. That old jar of coins collecting dust? It might just be your golden ticket. If you've got a 2003 P. Ellis Island quarter, get it checked by a professional grader. You never know. You might just be sitting on a fortune. If you love learning about rare and valuable coins, make sure to smash that like button, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you never miss a chance to turn your spare change into big bucks. Let me know in the comments if you've ever found a valuable coin. I'd love to hear your stories. Today, I'm going to tell you everything you need to know about it so you can keep an eye out for your own $1,000,000 payday. All right, let's dive in. The 2005 P. Ellis Island, Washington quarter is part of the U.S. Mint's 50-state quarters program, celebrating New Jersey's iconic Ellis Island. Most of these quarters are worth just 25 cents, maybe a little more if they're in great condition. But here's where things get wild. A rare variety of this quarter, featuring a minting error, has skyrocketed in value, with one recently selling for a jaw-dropping $5 million. Yep, you heard that right. So what makes this coin so special? Well, it's all about those tiny, almost unnoticeable errors that can send collectors into a frenzy. We're talking about double die errors, missing clad layers, off-center strikes, you name it. These quirks can turn an everyday coin into a literal fortune. And the best part? They're hiding in plain sight. That means you could have one sitting in your piggy bank right now without even knowing it. Now, let me tell you a quick story. A few years back, I was at a garage sale, digging through a random box of old coins. I wasn't expecting much, just hoping to find a cool piece for my collection. Then, I spotted a 2005 P quarter. It looked a little off, so I took it home, did some research, and boom! It turned out to be a rare variety worth hundreds of dollars. Okay, not quite 5 million, but hey, still a win. Moral of the story? Never underestimate the power of pocket change. So, how do you know if you've hit the jackpot? First, grab a magnifying glass and check for any unusual details. Look for doubling on the letters or numbers, any weird smudging, or anything that just looks off. Next, check its weight. Mint errors often make a coin lighter or heavier than normal. And if you think you've got a winner, get it professionally graded. Trust me, it's worth it. And hey, even if you don't find a multimillion-dollar quarter, coin collecting is still a fantastic hobby. You never know what you might discover. Maybe the next rare coin is just waiting for you to find it. Before you go running to check your loose change, do me a favor, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. I've got plenty more tips, tricks, and crazy coin stories coming your way. Who knows? The next big coin jackpot could be sitting in your pocket right now. Don't miss out. Today, we're talking about the 2012 D. Ellis Island, Washington quarter dollar that's making collectors lose their minds. So, before you go spending that quarter on a gumball, let's find out if you're sitting on a gold mine or just, well, 25 cents. Point one. The story behind the coin, all right? Let's rewind to 2012. The U.S. Mint was rolling out their America the Beautiful series, featuring national parks and historic landmarks. One of those was the Ellis Island quarter, celebrating the place where millions of immigrants first set foot in America. And here's where it gets spicy. The Denver Mint, that's the D on your coin, accidentally released a few quarters with a rare minting error, and that is what's turning these bad boys into collector's gold. Point two. The $2 million secret, what makes it valuable? Now, not every 2012 D. Ellis Island quarter is worth a fortune. Sorry to break your heart. But if yours has one of these rare features, you might just be cashing in big-time major die clash. If you see ghostly outlines of another image faintly stamped onto the coin, jackpot, off-center strike. If the design looks like it was printed at a weird angle, you're onto something valuable. Missing clad layer? If your quarter looks half copper instead of all shiny, that's a major error. Double die obverse, DDO. Check Washington's face. If his features look doubled, congratulations, you might be rich. 3. How do you know if you have one? Now, I get it. Checking coins sounds boring, but trust me, this could be the easiest payday of your life. Here's what you do. Yes, even the ones hiding in the couch. Look for a 2012 D. Ellis Island quarter. Check for those errors using a magnifying glass or even your phone's camera zoomed at. I once found a rare penny in my car's cup holder. Thought it was trash. Turns out it was worth $150. So yeah, double check your quarters before they end up in a vending machine. Point 4. Where to sell it for top dollar. If you think you've struck gold, here's where to cash in. Collectors are paying big bucks. Some experts will appraise it for free. Getting it graded can boost your payday even higher. Do not clean the coin. That's like washing an ancient painting with dish soap. Alright folks, that's the lowdown on the 2012 Ellis Island quarter that could make you a millionaire. So what are you waiting for? Go check your piggy banks, car seats, and junk drawers. And hey, if you love learning about coins worth crazy money, hit that subscribe button, tap the notification bell, and drop a comment if you find something cool. Today, we're talking about the 2015 Ellis Island Washington quarter, a coin that's making collectors go absolutely nuts. If you've got one, congratulations, you might just be a millionaire. And if not, well, let's make sure you know exactly what to look for so you don't accidentally spend a fortune on a vending machine Snickers. Alright, so what makes this coin so special? First, let's talk design. This beauty is part of the America the Beautiful series and features a stunning depiction of immigrants arriving at Ellis Island. The reverse side shows a hopeful family gazing at the Statue of Liberty, ready to start a new life. It's a powerful reminder of the American dream, and now it might just fund your dream vacation, house, or even early retirement. Now onto the mint mark, that tiny little letter on the front, next to Washington's ponytail. If yours has a P for Philadelphia, you're in the game. But not just any 2015 P will do. The $5 million version has a specific, rare error that makes it worth big bucks. What error, you ask? Well, collectors are buzzing about a double die obverse, meaning Washington's face looks slightly doubled in some areas. It's like he had a little too much coffee that day and started vibrating. If you see any signs of doubling on his eye, nose, or chin, boom, you've struck gold. Oh, and here's a fun fact. Some of these coins were mistakenly struck on silver planchets instead of the usual copper nickel. That's like getting a diamond ring in your cereal box. If you suspect yours is silver, do the OL drop test. Silver rings like a bell, while regular quarters sound more like, well, a clunk. Now, you're probably wondering, how do I cash in on this? Well, first, don't go running to your local bank teller screaming about your millions. They'll probably just think you've lost it. Instead, get your coin authenticated by a reputable grading service like PCGS or NGC. These experts will examine it, grade it, and certify its value, ensuring that when you sell, you get every single penny, or rather, every $1 million you deserve. Now, let me tell you about the time I almost threw away a valuable coin that I was at a gas station in a rush about to pay for my coffee. I had a handful of change and, by pure instinct, almost tossed a weird-looking quarter into the take a penny, leave a penny tray. But something told me to hold onto it. Later, I checked it under a magnifier, and guess what? It was a rare error coin worth over $500. Not $5 million, but still way more than my coffee. Since that day, I check every quarter before spending it, and you should too. So, here's your game plan. Check your 2015 quarters for the Philadelphia mint mark. Look for doubling on Washington's face. Test for silver. You never know. Get it authenticated before selling, and most importantly, don't spend it by accident. If you love finding hidden treasures in your pocket, make sure to subscribe for more tips on rare coins worth money. Hit that like button. Drop a comment if you've ever found an unusual coin, and share this with your friends. They might be sitting on a fortune without even knowing it. Today, we're diving into a 2020 Ellis Island Washington quarter dollar that's worth a whopping $1 million. That's right, $1 million for a quarter. Imagine paying for a vending machine snack and accidentally giving away life-changing money. But before you start tearing apart your couch cushions looking for spare change, let's break down why this particular quarter is so valuable, how you can spot one, and what makes it different from the regular quarters jingling in your pockets. Oh, and stick around till the end because I have a funny story about how I almost spent a valuable coin on, wait for it, gas station nachos. Let's get into it. Alright, so what makes this 2020 Ellis Island Washington quarter so special? First off, Ellis Island itself is a historic landmark. But this coin is legendary for a totally different reason. It was struck at the Philadelphia Mint, hence the P mint mark, but what really sets it apart is a one-of-a-kind minting error. We're talking about a major die clash, an off-center strike, and a double die, all on one coin. That's like hitting a rare coin jackpot. Collectors go nuts for errors like these because they're super rare, and in the coin world, rarity equals big bucks. Now, let's talk value. A standard 2020p Ellis Island quarter is worth, well, 25 cents. But this unique error coin, someone recently paid a cool $1 million for it at auction. That's a house, a luxury car, and still enough left over for a lifetime supply of nachos. Not bad for something you could find in your loose change. So, how do you know if you have one? Here's what to look for. A doubled die obverse. This means the details on Washington's face look slightly duplicated. A struck-through grease error. Some parts of the design might look missing or faded. A major off-center strike. If part of the design is cut off, you might have something special. And finally, the die clash marks. These are ghostly images of parts of the coin that shouldn't be there. If you find a quarter that looks a little off, don't just toss it in a tip jar. Get it checked out. Take clear photos, consult a professional, or get it graded by a company like PCGS or NGC.so. Speaking of valuable coins, let me tell you about the time I almost made a huge mistake. A while back, I found an unusual quarter in my change and thought, it's probably nothing. Later that day, I stopped at a gas station, and I was this close to handing it over to pay for nachos. Luckily, I hesitated, took a closer look, and decided to check it out first. Turns out, it was worth a few $100. Moral of the story? Always double-check your spare change, unless you want to make some gas station clerk very rich. Alright folks, that's the scoop on the $1 million 2020p Ellis Island, Washington quarter. If you've got one, congratulations, you might just be a millionaire. If not, don't worry. There are tons of rare coins out there just waiting to be found. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to smash that like button and subscribe for more tips on spotting coins worth serious money. And let me know in the comments. Have you ever found a rare coin in your change? Today, we're talking about the ultra-rare, mind-blowingly valuable 1965 No Ellis Island Washington $quarter coin. Buckle up, because by the end of this video, you'll be checking every quarter you come across. Alright, let's break this down. The year 1965 was a wild time for U.S. coin production. The government had just stopped making silver quarters in 1964, switching over to a copper-nickel blend. But here's where things get crazy. Some 1965 quarters were mistakenly struck on 90% silver planchets meant for 1964 coins. These wrong metal errors are like the unicorns of the coin world. But the one we're talking about today, it's even rarer. The 1965 No Ellis Island quarter is a special variety with an odd history. While most 1965 quarters were minted in Philadelphia, Denver, or San Francisco, this one mysteriously lacks a mint mark and has no trace of Ellis Island on its design. A minting anomaly like this is practically unheard of, making it one of the most valuable modern quarters in existence. Now, let's talk numbers, because I know that's why you're really here. How much is this bad boy worth? Hold on to your hats. The current market value is a jaw-dropping $5 million. That's right. This little piece of change is worth more than a mansion, a fleet of sports cars, and probably even your grandma's secret recipe for the best cookies in the world. You might be thinking, okay, but how do I know if I have one? Great question. Here's what to look for. Check the year. It has to be 1965 NO mint mark. This means it wasn't struck in Denver or San Francisco. NO Ellis Island design details. If it feels heavier or sounds different when dropped on a hard surface, you might have a silver strike. Now, quick story, one of my buddies actually found a rare quarter in his grandpa's old cigar box. He thought it was just a cool old coin, but after some research, he realized it was worth thousands. So, moral of the story, check those old jars, drawers, and couch cushions. You never know what you might have. Alright folks, that's the scoop on the 1965 No Ellis Island Washington quarter. If you enjoyed this, make sure to smash that like button and hit subscribe, so you never miss out on tips about coins worth money and hidden treasures you could be sitting on. And hey, if you find one of these rare gems, don't forget who gave you the tip. Drop a comment below if you've ever found an unusual coin in your change. Today we've got a wild one. Imagine this, you're digging through your pocket change, maybe paying for a coffee, and you hand over a quarter. Little do you know you just gave away $6 million. Yep, $6 million for a single quarter sounds crazy, right? But that's exactly what we're talking about today, the 1966 No Ellis Island Washington $quarter. It's a rare one, and it's got collectors going absolutely nuts, so stick around, because I'm about to break down why this coin is so special, what to look for, and most importantly, how you could be the next lucky person to find one. First off, let's clear something up. You're probably thinking, wait, wasn't Ellis Island a big deal way before 1966? And you're right, but here's the thing, there was never supposed to be a 1966 Washington quarter with an Ellis Island design. So why do people call it the No Ellis Island quarter? Well, because this particular era coin is missing something that never even existed in the first place. It's a little numismatic inside. Joke collectors love these kinds of weird anomalies, and this one is the holy grail. Now let's talk numbers. A regular 1966 Washington quarter is just a standard clad coin worth 25 cents, maybe a little more if it's in pristine condition, but this rare error version, the one without the supposed Ellis Island markings, a verified one, recently sold for a jaw-dropping $6 million. Imagine that, $6 million for a single quarter. I've made bad financial decisions in my life, but none worse than unknowingly spending a fortune on a vending machine snack. So how do you know if you've got one of these legendary coins? First, check the date. It must be 1966, no mint mark, because Philadelphia didn't use one back then. Then flip it over. The design should be standard with an eagle, but the key detail is in the striking and minting errors. Only a handful were mistakenly struck with certain planchet and die issues that make them incredibly rare. And let's be real, if you find a 1966 quarter today, you're going to squint at it so hard people will think you lost your mind, but hey, it's worth a shot, right? So what's the lesson here? Always check your change. You never know when you might be sitting on a literal fortune. I mean, wouldn't it be ironic if someone tipped their barista $6 million by accident? If you love learning about rare coins and how to spot valuable treasures in your pocket, make sure to subscribe. I'm always dropping new videos to help you turn everyday pocket change into life changing money. Hit that like button if you enjoyed this, and let me know in the comments what's the coolest coin you've ever found. Today, we're talking about a 1979 D. Ellis Island Washington quarter dollar that's worth a jaw-dropping $9 million. Yeah, you heard that right. So before you go tossing your quarters into a vending machine for a bag of stale chips, stick around. You might just have a fortune sitting in your coin jar. So, let's dive in. First of all, you might be thinking, wait, Ellis Island on a Washington quarter in 1979? And you'd be absolutely right to question that, because it doesn't exist. There was no official 1979 D. Ellis Island quarter ever made. But hey, don't click away just yet. This is actually a fascinating case of misinformation and wishful thinking running wild in the coin community. People have been talking about a supposed error coin from 1979 featuring Ellis Island, but here's the truth. No such quarter was officially minted. If you see someone selling one for millions, you might want to check if they also have a bridge to sell you in Brooklyn. Now, before you get disappointed, let's talk about what is valuable. The real key 1979 D. Washington quarters that collectors go crazy for are those with specific errors and high-grade conditions. The most sought-after ones have double die obverse, off-center strikes, and full drumline details on the reverse. If you've got a 1979 D quarter in pristine condition, graded MS-67 or higher, you could be looking at a price tag in the hundreds, even thousands of dollars. If you've got some 1979 D quarters, grab a magnifying glass and check for doubling on Washington's face, mint mark anomalies, or any signs of misalignment. The more unique the error, the higher the value. Now, let me tell you a quick story. A few years ago, I found a 1979 quarter in my change while paying for gas. I got all excited, thinking I'd hit the jackpot. I rushed home, grabbed my magnifying glass, and checked every inch of that coin, only to realize it was just a regular quarter. Yep, back to reality. But that moment taught me something important. Always double-check your coins, because some are worth serious money. So, what's the takeaway here? While a 1979 D. Ellis Island quarter isn't real, there are valuable 1979 D quarters out there. Keep your eyes peeled for high grades and error varieties, and who knows, you might just find a coin that makes you rich. If you enjoyed this video, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss another coin treasure hunt. Drop a comment below if you've ever found an interesting coin in your change. Today, I'm going to tell you all about the rare 1980 P. Ellis Island Washington quarter dollar that's making collectors go absolutely nuts. We're talking history, what makes this coin special, and most importantly, how you can spot one in your own change. So stick around, because this is one coin hunt you do not want to miss. First things first, why is this quarter worth a ridiculous amount of money? The 1980 P. Ellis Island Washington quarter wasn't supposed to exist. See, in 1980, the US Mint was busy churning out billions of quarters, yes, billions with a B, but this particular one had a twist. Somehow, a special commemorative strike meant for collectors was accidentally released into circulation. Instead of the usual Washington quarter reverse, this one features Ellis Island, celebrating one of the most famous gateways to America. It was part of a special set, but a tiny handful escaped into the wild like a rare Pokemon but shinier. Unlike the normal eagle on the back, this one has the Ellis Island Immigration Building. It has a Philadelphia Mint P mark, which makes it even more bizarre since these were supposed to be proof strikes. Only a few are known in perfect condition, making them ultra desirable. Brace yourself. A recent sale hit $1 million at auction. That's a whole mansion from a quarter. Now, before you go flipping every quarter you find, let me tell you a quick story. A friend of mine, let's call him Mike, was convinced he had a rare quarter. He spent an entire weekend with a magnifying glass, sorting through jars of change like a detective on a mission. He even made a spreadsheet. Finally, he found one he thought was the one. He rushed to a coin dealer, heart pounding, only to be told it was worth 25 cents. Moral of the story? Do your research. And that's exactly why I'm here, to make sure you don't waste a weekend and a spreadsheet for nothing. Look for the 1980 P with Ellis Island on the back. The better it looks, the more it's worth. If you think you've hit the jackpot, get a professional opinion before quitting your day job, if you do find one. Remember who sent you on the hunt. If you love learning about coins that could make you rich, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. I've got more crazy stories, collecting tips, and hidden treasures coming your way. Today, we're talking about the 1987 P. Ellis Island Washington quarter dollar. A coin so rare, so valuable, that it could literally change your life overnight. Buckle up, because we're about to break down what makes this coin so special, how to tell if you have one, and what to do if you hit the jackpot. Now, the 1987 P. Ellis Island quarter was minted in honor of the 200th anniversary of the U.S. Constitution. It features the classic George Washington profile on the front and Ellis Island on the back, a nod to one of the most iconic immigration landmarks in American history. But let's get to the good part. Why is this coin worth $7 million? Well, there's a very specific error on a small handful of these quarters. Instead of being struck on a regular copper-nickel planchet, a few were mistakenly struck on a pure silver planchet, likely left over from a different minting process. That little mistake turns an ordinary quarter into a literal fortune. Now, if you're wondering how to tell if you have one of these golden, or should I say silver, tickets, here's what to check for. First, the weight. A normal 1987 P quarter weighs 5.67 grams, but the silver error version weighs 6.25 grams. So grab a digital scale, trust me, it's worth it. Second, the edge. Regular quarters have a copper core, meaning you'll see an orangish tint when you look at the edge. The rare silver ones, pure silver edge. Baby, no copper in sight. And finally, the sound test. If you drop it on a hard surface, a silver quarter will have a distinct, high-pitched ring, compared to the dull clunk of a regular quarter. Kind of like the difference between a cheap guitar and a top-tier vintage Gibson. Alright, so let's say you check all those things and you think you've hit the jackpot. What's next? Well, first off, don't go spending it in a vending machine for a bag of chips. Get it graded by a professional coin grading service like PCGS or NGC. If it's the real deal, congratulations, you're officially a millionaire. Now, if you don't have one, don't worry. There are tons of other rare coins floating around in everyday change, waiting to be discovered. Heck, I once found a valuable error penny at a gas station while paying for a hot dog. True story. And no, the hot dog wasn't worth millions, but the penny? Pretty close. So, moral of the story? Check your quarters. That little piece of change in your pocket might just be worth more than your car, your house, and maybe even your entire retirement fund combined. If you enjoyed this and want to learn about more rare coins worth serious money, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. I've got tons of coin hunting tips, crazy value stories, and strategies to help you find treasure where you least expect it. And hey, let me know in the comments. What's the coolest coin you've ever found? Maybe you're sitting on a fortune right now and don't even know it. Have you ever found a random quarter in your pocket and thought, what if this is worth a fortune? Well, what if I told you that a 1990 P. Ellis Island, Washington quarter dollar is currently valued at a jaw-dropping $1 million? Yep, you heard that right. A single 25-cent piece could make you a millionaire. So, before you go tossing that change into a vending machine, let's dive into the fascinating story behind this coin and why it's making headlines in the numismatic world. Stick around because you might just be holding on to a retirement plan disguised as pocket change. Let's talk about this legendary coin, the 1990 P. Ellis Island, Washington quarter dollar. This coin was part of the U.S. Mint's commemorative series, celebrating the gateway for millions of immigrants arriving in America. While most of these quarters are worth their standard 25 cents, a few rare ones have stunned collectors and investors with their astronomical value. Now, I know what you're thinking. What makes this quarter so special? Well, here's the deal. Only a handful of these coins were mistakenly struck with a rare minting error that makes them extremely valuable. The specifics of the error? Experts speculate it could be a misaligned die, a double strike, or even an experimental planchet. Whatever the case, collectors are willing to pay big bucks for it, and by big bucks, I mean $1 million. Let me tell you a quick story. A friend of mine, let's call him Dave, was going through his late grandfather's old coin collection. He almost passed up an old, worn-out quarter, thinking it was just another common coin. But, being the curious guy he is, he decided to check its details. Turns out, it was one of the rare 1990 P. Ellis Island quarters. Long story short, he got it authenticated, put it up for auction, and boom! Instant millionaire. Moral of the story? Always check your change, folks. Now, if you're wondering how to tell if you have one of these golden tickets in disguise, here are a few things to look out for. The P mint mark, which stands for Philadelphia, should be on the obverse front of the coin. Look for any oddities like doubling, missing details, or an unusual luster. If you suspect you have something special, get it authenticated by a reputable coin grading service like PCGS or NGC. And just for fun, imagine this scenario: you're at the grocery store, you hand over this quarter, and the cashier unknowingly puts it in the register. Later, a collector comes in, buys a pack of gum, gets your rare quarter as change, and walks away a millionaire. That's a nightmare, right? Moral of the story: check your coins before you spend them. So, what did we learn today? That a humble little quarter could actually be your ticket to financial freedom. Who knew? Now, before you rush off to check your piggy banks, make sure you hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss another valuable coin tip. I'm always on the lookout for hidden treasures, and I want to help you find yours too. If you enjoyed this video, give it a like, drop a comment if you have any cool coin finds, and share this with a friend who needs a reason to start checking their spare change. Thanks for watching, and remember, your next $1 million coin could be sitting right in your pocket. Have you ever found a quarter on the ground, picked it up, and thought, just another 25 cents? Well, what if I told you that one very specific 1991 P. Ellis Island, Washington quarter dollar is worth a mind-blowing $1 million? Yeah, that's right, $1 million. So before you go tossing your pocket change into a vending machine for a stale bag of chips, you might want to check your quarters. Today, we're diving into this crazy valuable coin, why it's worth so much, what makes it special, and of course, how you can check your own quarters to see if you're holding a jackpot in your hands. Body all right, so let's get into it. The 1991 P. Ellis Island, Washington quarter dollar isn't just your everyday quarter. It's a part of the commemorative series celebrating Ellis Island, the gateway for millions of immigrants chasing the American dream. But not all of them are worth $1 million. So what makes this one so special? The reason behind its insane value. It's a combination of rarity, an unusual mint error, and collector demand. First up, rarity. Most 1991 P quarters were mass-produced and are worth, well, a quarter. But only a handful of these quarters were struck with a unique error that makes them stand out from the rest. Now, let's talk about the error that turns this into a coin collector's dream. This specific $1 million quarter has a double die obverse, a rotated die, and a missing clad layer. Translation: the design is slightly doubled in places, the front and back aren't perfectly aligned, and it's missing the shiny outer layer, exposing the copper core underneath. It's like the coin got out of bed in a rush and forgot to put on its jacket. Here's the deal. Most people don't even check their change. And that's how life-changing coins like this end up getting spent on a gas station coffee. Imagine someone paying 25 cents for gum with $1 million quarter. That's the stuff that keeps coin collectors up at night. Speaking of finding valuable coins, let me tell you a quick story. I once found an old wheat penny in my grandpa's drawer. Thought it was just an ordinary penny, right? Nope. Turns out it was a 1943 steel penny, and while it wasn't worth millions, it was definitely worth more than 1 cent. That little find kicked off my obsession with checking every single piece of pocket change I get. Now, I don't leave a grocery store without scanning my quarters like a detective. So, where can you check your 1991 P quarters? First, look at the mint mark. It needs to have that little P under "In God We Trust." Then, grab a magnifying glass and check for doubling on the letters and numbers. And if the coin looks a little too coppery, it might just be missing its clad layer. That's when you know you're in the money. Now, if you do find one, don't just throw it up on eBay for $5. Get it authenticated by a professional grading service like PCGS or NGC. That's the difference between selling a winning lottery ticket for pocket change and cashing it in for its full jackpot value. Alright, folks, if this video did one thing today, I hope it made you think twice before spending your quarters. Your spare change could be hiding a life-changing fortune. And trust me, checking your coins is way more exciting than scrolling through your phone for the 100th time today. If you found this video helpful, smash that like button and hit subscribe for more tips on coins worth big money. I've got plenty more coin collecting secrets to share, and who knows, the next video might just help you find another $1 million coin hiding in plain sight. Today we're diving into the fascinating tale of the 1992 D Washington quarter and uncovering the truth behind its rumored sky-high value at SO. You've heard whispers about a 1992 D Washington quarter fetching a whopping $2 million at auction. Before you start emptying your piggy banks, let's sift through the facts and fiction surrounding this coin. The 1992 D Washington quarter, what's the real deal? In 1992, the Denver Mint produced over 389 million Washington quarters. These standard quarters, especially those that have been jingling around in pockets and purses, are typically worth their face value, just 25 cents. Even in uncirculated, mint condition, they might fetch between $1 to $16. Silveracyclers.com. But what about that $2 million price tag? The buzz about a 1992 D quarter selling for $2 million likely stems from misconceptions or misreported auction results. While certain error coins or rare variations can command high prices, there's no verified record of a standard 1992 D Washington quarter reaching such astronomical figures. Let me share a little story. A few years back, I was sorting through a jar of old coins inherited from my grandfather. Amidst the familiar clink of change, I spotted a pristine 1992 D quarter. My heart raced as I recalled rumors of its potential value. Dreams of early retirement flashed before my eyes. However, after a bit of research and a visit to a local coin appraiser, I learned it was worth 25 cents. While my millionaire dreams were dashed, it sparked a passion for coin collecting and the stories each coin holds. While the 1992 D Washington quarter might not make you a millionaire overnight, the world of coin collecting is filled with treasures waiting to be discovered. Always approach such claims with a healthy dose of skepticism and do thorough research. If you're eager to learn more about coins that could be worth more than their face value, hit that subscribe button. Join our community for more tips, stories, and insights into the exciting world of numismatics. Today we're talking about a quarter worth $4 million. Yeah, you heard me right. Not $100, not 1,000, $4 million. And no, you don't need a metal detector or a time machine to find one. We're diving into the 1994 P. Ellis Island Washington quarter dollar, a coin that looks just like any other quarter but could be your golden ticket. If you've ever accidentally tossed a valuable coin into a vending machine, you might want to sit down for this one. Stick around because I'll tell you what makes this coin special, how to spot it, and what you can do if you actually find one. Plus, I'll share a little personal coin hunting mishap that'll make you feel a whole lot better about those pennies in your couch cushions. Let's go treasure hunting. So, what's the deal with the 1994 P. Ellis Island quarter? First, let's talk about the basics. This quarter was minted in Philadelphia, hence the little P mint mark. It was part of a special set celebrating Ellis Island, one of America's most famous immigration landmarks. Sounds cool, right? But here's where it gets crazy. Most 1994 P quarters are worth exactly 25 cents. Big surprise. But a few of them were accidentally struck on an experimental planchet, meaning the US Mint goofed up and used the wrong metal composition. These errors are ridiculously rare, and collectors will drop big money to get their hands on one dot, and when I say big money, I mean $4 million big. Imagine paying for a house, a car, and maybe a lifetime supply of tacos, all with a single quarter. Now, before you start flipping over every 1994 P quarter you see, here's what you need to look for. The weight test: a normal quarter weighs 5.67 grams, but an experimental planchet version might be a little off. If you've got a precision scale, check it. The sound test: tap it against another quarter. If it sounds slightly different, you might have something special. The color and texture: some rare versions have a weird finish, almost like they were struck on a foreign metal. If your quarter looks off, don't spend it. Get it checked out. Now, here's where I messed up. A while back, I found an old quarter in my change that looked kinda weird. I thought, probably nothing, and used it for a parking meter. Big mistake. A week later, I saw an auction for a similar coin selling for thousands. I have never regretted a 25-cent decision more in my life. Moral of the story? Check your change.so. Next time you get a quarter in your hand, don't just shove it in your pocket or, heaven forbid, toss it into a Coinstar. Take a good look, because one of these rare 1994 P. Ellis Island quarters could turn you into an instant millionaire. And hey, if you found this video helpful, or at least entertaining, hit that subscribe button for more coin hunting tips. We're all about finding treasure in unexpected places, and trust me, there are plenty of other valuable coins floating around out there. Now go check your quarters, and if you find one, don't spend it on snacks. You're welcome. Would you like any adjustments or a different angle? Today we're diving into the fascinating tale of the 1995 D. Washington quarter and its rumored sky-high value. So, grab your coin collections, and let's explore this intriguing story together. Welcome back to Coin Chronicles, where we uncover the hidden gems in your pocket change. I'm your host, Alex, and today we're tackling a coin that's been making waves in the numismatic community, the 1995 D. Washington quarter. Is it really worth $5 million? Or is there more to the story? Let's find out. A quick overview: minted in Denver, hence the D mint mark, the 1995 D. Washington quarter is part of the long-standing series featuring George Washington's profile. In terms of design and production, it's a standard quarter with no special variations or errors reported during that year.so. Where did this $5 million valuation come from? As much as we'd love to tell you that your spare change could make you a millionaire, the reality is a bit different. The 1995 D quarter is generally worth its face value, 25 cents, unless it's in pristine, uncirculated condition. Even then, it might fetch a few dollars from collectors, but certainly not millions. The internet is a treasure trove of information, but not all of it is accurate. Some online sources have exaggerated the value of certain coins, leading to widespread misconceptions. It's essential to cross-reference information and consult reputable sources before getting too excited about that coin in your pocket. Let me share a little story. A few years ago, I stumbled upon an old coin while cleaning out my attic. My heart raced as I imagined it being a rare, valuable piece. After some research, I discovered it was worth, drumroll please, a grand total of $1. While it wasn't a fortune, the thrill of the hunt and the knowledge I gained were priceless. It just goes to show that while not every coin will make you rich, the journey of discovery is worth every cent. While the 1995 D. Washington quarter isn't your ticket to a $5 million payday, the world of coin collecting is full of surprises and valuable lessons. Always do your research, consult trusted sources, and, most importantly, enjoy the adventure. If you enjoyed this deep dive and want to uncover more coin mysteries, hit that subscribe button and join our community of coin enthusiasts. Share your own coin stories in the comments below. We'd love to hear them. Today, we're diving into what makes this coin so insanely valuable, how you can spot one, and why you should start checking your change immediately. Stick around, because if you find this coin, you'll never have to dig for gas money in your car seats again. Alright, first things first, what even is the 1996 Ellis Island Washington quarter? Well, back in '96, the US Mint released a quarter to commemorate Ellis Island. Now, most of these quarters are only worth face value, but there's one special one out there. And it's worth millions. So what makes this thing so rare? Well, this particular quarter has a one-of-a-kind minting error that was discovered years later. It was struck on a gold planchet, which means instead of the usual nickel-clad copper, it has actual gold content. How did this happen? Nobody knows for sure, but let's just say somebody at the mint probably had a really bad day when they realized what they'd done. Now, let me tell you a quick story. A guy, I kid you not, found one of these bad boys in a Coinstar machine. Imagine that. He was just dumping in some pocket change, and boom! He pulls out what looked like an ordinary quarter, but something seemed off. The color was slightly different, the weight felt a bit heavier. Turns out, it was the legendary 1996 Ellis Island quarter worth $6 million. That's the kind of luck I need when I buy scratch-offs. First, check the date, 1996 The P means it was minted in Philadelphia. Next, examine the surface. A real one will have a slightly golden tint, not shiny like a gold coin, but just enough to look different from regular quarters. Finally, the weight. A standard quarter weighs 5.67 grams, but this one is slightly heavier due to the gold content. If you've got a small scale, weigh it. Now, before you go spending hours checking every quarter in your couch cushions, let's talk about current market value. At last auction, this coin sold for $6 million. That's officially more than what I've spent on Amazon impulse buys this year. So what did we learn today? Always check your change, because you never know when a random quarter could be worth more than your car, or your house, or your entire life savings. And if you love learning about valuable coins like this, make sure you subscribe to the channel. I drop new videos all the time, showing you how to find hidden treasures in your pocket change. Hit that like button. Leave a comment if you've ever found a rare coin. Today we're diving into the 1998 Ellis Island Washington quarter dollar. This little gem is causing quite the buzz in the coin collecting world because it's been valued at an insane $8 million. Yeah, you heard that right, $8 million. For a quarter, can you imagine dropping this into a vending machine by accident? I'd cry for a week. Alright, let's get into why this coin is worth so much, and how you can tell if you have one hiding in your collection. First things first, the 1998 Ellis Island Washington quarter was minted in Philadelphia and was part of the U.S. Mint's commemorative program honoring Ellis Island, which was the gateway for millions of immigrants coming to America. This quarter was supposed to be just another nice collectible, but due to a crazy minting error, a few of these bad boys turned into pure gold. Well, not literally gold, but you get the point. The reason this coin is so valuable comes down to a rare die misalignment and a double strike error. Basically, the mint goofed up and created something collectors go nuts for. The combination of these mistakes makes this coin a unicorn in the world of numismatics. Only a handful of these ultra-rare error coins have been discovered, and that's why the price tag is through the roof. Now let me tell you a quick personal story. I was at a garage sale last summer digging through a box of random old coins when I found a 1998 quarter. My heart nearly jumped out of my chest. I thought I had struck it rich until I got home and checked it under a magnifying glass. Turns out it was just a regular quarter worth, well, a quarter. Moral of the story, always double check before planning your retirement. So how can you spot the real deal if you think you have a 1998 Ellis Island quarter? Look for clear double striking and signs of a misaligned die. These details are what separate an $8 million jackpot from just another coin in your change jar. Now, if you find one, don't just run to your local bank screaming about your millions. Take it to a professional coin grader to get it authenticated and properly valued. This step is crucial because, trust me, coin dealers have seen it all and they won't take your word for it. Alright folks, that wraps it up for today's episode. If you enjoyed this video and want more tips on coins that could be worth life-changing money, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss out. And hey, drop a comment below. Have you ever found a rare coin in your change? Let's talk about it.